afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 11th Annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana, and beautiful Lake Michigan. You're watching live on Facebook.com/OPA, and you can also watch on YouTube. Just search for OPA Racing's YouTube page. I am Mike Uwoski. We've got a good broadcast coming for you today. We're going to have 4 races happening out here. And, of course, we wouldn't be able to do this without the support of Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. So, like I said, 4 races happening today. This is the first race. We're trying to get it off as close to 12 o'clock as we can. Not too far behind schedule, just about 12:15. And everything is actually looking really good right now. They've completed their parade lap, so they're going to go down and get in their mills. And then once race control gives us the green light, we'll get this race started. So in this race, we're going to have Class 3, Pro Stock V, and Class number 6. Again, Class 3, Pro Stock V, and Class 6. Class 6 is going to run 6 laps for 33 miles. Pro Stock V is going to run 8 laps for 44 miles. And Class 3 is going to run 8 laps for 44 miles. It's about a 5.5-mile course. And I know a lot of these teams yesterday had wanted the water to bump up just a little bit, but it's actually just as flat as it was yesterday. We kind of thought the wind was going to change direction. Maybe kick up just a little bit, but it didn't. It's flat, so we're going to see a lot of speed out of these boats here today in Michigan City, Indiana. It's been a beautiful time here. Anybody in Michigan City that came out for the parade last night, I think that's just about the most people I have ever seen at one parade, but it's been fantastic. We also have to thank our broadcast partners, RevX Oil, Grant Signature Racing, and Offshore Outdrives for their support of the event. RevX Oil is a premium high-performance oil and fuel additives for gasoline and diesel engines. Premium high-performance oil and fuel additive for gasoline and diesel engines, including a full marine line. Grant Signature Racing, custom rigging and refurbishing shop of high-performance pleasure, poker runs, center consoles, and race boats. And, of course, Offshore Outdrives. For over 25 years, they've been providing great service for Mercury and Mercury Racing products, and they also do a lot of work on the race boats out here on the course. So thanks to those supporters for helping us get here today. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we're going to bring you live racing just momentarily. You saw one race yesterday, and that was Class 7, 5, 4, and Class 2 yesterday. We broke it up just a little bit because in St. Clair, Michigan, we actually had 30 boats in one race, and it got to be a little bit chaotic. So we're trying to break it up a little bit and also give some of our bigger classes, the spec classes, give some of the spec classes their own room to race, not try and pile everybody into one race. So we're getting ready for the green flag. Again, this is the first race of the day. We're going to try and get them off just about every hour. So the next race will probably be about 1:15, 1:30. Third race should be about 2:15, 2:30, somewhere in there. And then the fourth and final race will be around 3:15, 3:30. In race number 2, we'll have Super Stock and SVX. Race number 3, we'll have Supercat. And race number 4 will have Class 1, USA, and V Extremes. Those are the big boys with 222 Offshore, Victory, and Miss Geico racing in that group. And, of course, the 2 V Extremes. Who could forget Knucklehead, Instigator, and Tugget racing in that last race of the day. Beautiful, crystal clear water. Talked to a lot of people that had never raced here before, and they said, man, this is like coming to Florida with how clear this water is. Now, the water, they've actually told me they lost about 50% of their beach because of the rising water levels. That's due to glacier melting and also rain. So just because it looks a little bit more narrow, it is a little bit more narrow, but the fans have still packed it along the beaches here in Michigan City. I know you're listening live down in Washington Park. So thanks, guys, for being down there, supporting the VIP tents and everybody watching on the beach. And I know you just got to see an aquacross race. Very exciting stuff. So it's been a full weekend of racing here in Michigan City. So we'll run through our lineups for these 3 classes running here today. In Class 6, we have 669 Yabba Dabba Doo, 651 Deception Offshore, 637 Rendell Powerboats, 623 Boom Shakalaka, 622 was a scratch. New Wave Marine actually blew their engine up in St. Clair last weekend. They got another motor, and then they think they hurt that motor yesterday in testing, so they are a scratch. And then you have 611 Smith Brothers CRC. In Class 3, we have V6 Strictly Business, V1 What's Up, and then boat 327, brand new to this class, silver 35-foot fountain called #LivingRight/Team Woody. These guys ran double duty as they ran their Class 4 boat yesterday, but it broke with a mechanical issue. They think it was an outdrive. And last but not least, we have Pro Stock V, boat number 66, LSB Racing, boat number 29, Typhoon, 11, Play It Again, boat 5, Phase 5, and boat number 4, Team Octane. Octane also ran their Class 4 boat yesterday in our race. So we do have a go for a start. So we should see Class 6 start first. No, I stand corrected. We should see Class 3 and Pro Stock start first, and then Class 6 will start second. So the pace boat will have a yellow flag on it. The yellow flag will go up, or have a red flag, then the yellow flag will go up. They'll start the boats at just about 30 to 40 miles an hour as they get up on plane. Once the starter on the boat, on pace boat 1, it's going to be Jim Jackson. Once he's happy that they're lined up the way he wants them to be, they'll throw the green flag and they'll start racing. So again, a 5.5 mile course here in Michigan City. Beautiful, crystal clear day. Lots of spectator boats, lots of spectators on the beach. We know you guys are listening. We really, really appreciate it. So we're going to have a great day of racing. So it looks like we're still waiting for the mill to complete and the pace boats to collect up the race boats in their respective starts. So to be Class 3 and Pro Stock V. Pro Stock V is going to be on the inside of the course. The Class 3 boats will be on the outside of the course. Of course, the Class 3 right now is just a fountain-dominated group. If you're listening, any of our OPA fans out there, bring some Class 3 boats out. Show these fountain boys what they can do. Be a lot of fun if you could do that. But it does prove to be some great racing between What's Up, Strictly Business, and who knows what hashtag Living Right Team Woody's going to do. Brand new team. They had very little test time on the boat. Actually had a water pump issue on Friday. And with the water pump issue, they had to get it fixed, and it kind of limited their testing. Okay, so the 36 Nortec pace boat number 1 is up on a plane. You can see all the race boats kind of scrambling to get to their positions. Now that looks like all of the Class 3 guys, but it's kind of hard to tell from our vantage point just with the sun and with the color. But it should be Class 3 boats on the outside, Pro Stock V boats on the inside. And they did kind of move our corner. They moved the course just a little bit. So our view of turn number 1 is not as good as what we had yesterday, but we're going to do our best to provide what we've got. This is a great balcony. We're at the Dunescapes Club here in Michigan City. It's a great balcony. It's a great view. Just didn't expect it to have the little bit of an angle that it does, so it makes it a little difficult to get our shot. So these are the Pro Stock V entries. So the Class 3 boats should be just to the outside of this. We still are on a yellow flag. We only have 3 boats up here in this group, and there are actually 5 boats in the class, so we're waiting for 2 more boats. Now they are at our wider shot. Those should be the Class 3 boats to the outside. Pro Stock V to the inside, still waiting for a green flag. All right, we have a green flag start here in Michigan City, going racing for the first of 4 today. Pro Stock V in Class 3 in this first start, and listen to those engines rev up as they head down the beach towards turn number 1. Class 3 on the outside, Pro Stock V on the inside. Let's see who gets the better start. Pro Stock V been very competitive this year. And of course, Class 3 again with the brand new boat, and then the 2 veterans, What's Up and Strictly Business. That looks like Team Octane out to the early lead, but here comes LSB, Hurricane of Awesomeness, RevX Oil, doing what they're known for on the outside. In Class 3, 3-wide battle coming down the straightaway. What's Up, Strictly Business, and hashtag Living Right, Team Woody. 3 fountains. What a start by Team Woody, though, getting out early in boat 327. What's Up's going to have the inside. LSB, Hurricane of Awesomeness, RevX Oil into the lead now. In Pro Stock V, Phase 5 in second, Typhoon in third. Here we go in the corner. Now it looks like 327's taking a bit of a lead. But they're going to have to run the longer course through the turn. What's Up's going to be on the inside, Strictly Business in the middle. And look at LSB, Hurricane of Awesomeness, RevX Oil pulling out from Phase 5 just a little bit, actually trying to run down the fountains. None of these boats are bracketed by speed, so they can go as fast as they need to. Let's go back to the Class 6 start. Class 6 are just out of our view right now, so we apologize. What's Up continues to lead as he heads to turn number 1. It is Deception, though, out to the early lead in Class 6 from my vantage point. They're just going to come into your screen in just a minute. It was Deception and Smith Brothers, CRC, 1 and 2, Class 6. There they are. Now it looks like Rendell Powerboats has made a move up into second. So Deception, Smith Brothers, CRC, and Boom Shakalaka is right up there with that group also. Back to the backside. Starting to have a battle maybe shape up in Class 3. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a Pro Stock V now running up. So Kevin and Britt trying to run with the twin-engine fountains. Class 6 goes through the corner. Let's see who leads on their way out. Just out of my view. There's What's Up, Strictly Business, side by side. That's our Pro Stock V leader, LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. But the group behind this now looks like a bit of a battle. Typhoon is making a move on phase 5 just to the inside. So Typhoon, just out of your shot, is trying to take over second place from phase 5. But look at this action here going into turn number 3 on this 5.5 mile course. Back to Class 6. Now it's Smith Brothers CRC in the lead. Boom Shakalaka has now moved up to second. And Deception now all the way back to third after Deception was leading going into turn number 1 rather. This, meanwhile, is Class 3 and Pro Stock V. Leader in Pro Stock V, Kevin and Britt trying to play with the fountain. Just be careful in there. A lot of white water going through that corner. They get lost in the rooster tail just a bit, but that's okay. What's Up takes a little bit more of a lead as they go through the turn, 2 rooster tail lengths. But it looks like Team Woody coming up on the outside. Strictly Business slows. Not sure what happened there, but look at Team Woody on the outside, maintaining a lot of speed through the corner. Trying to run as fast as they possibly can to maintain as much speed as they can, but I think Pro Stock V has actually gotten around. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, that's still Strictly Business. Now it's Strictly Business on the inside, Was Up in the middle, and Team Woody on the outside. Pro Stock V leader just behind them is LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. Just behind that group, it's now Typhoon in phase 5, battling for second in Pro Stock V, with Play It Again and I believe Octane behind that group. Class 6 should just come into our shot. Last time by, it was Smith Brothers CRC leading, Rendell One Design in second, and Deception in third. Was Up continues to lead in Class 3. Strictly Business in second. Now Team Woody kind of settled down into third, although I think they might be able to make a move. But I'm wondering what's going to happen in this Pro Stock V race, because Typhoon, I think, maybe making up a little bit of ground on LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. That's the last boat on your screen just to the right. They are currently leading, but all of a sudden Typhoon has gotten a just burst of speed from somewhere. They've gotten around phase 5. Was Up is pulled out to the lead over Strictly Business. Now Team Woody has settled back just a little bit. As this, they will just pull their 1 lap tape right now. So this completes the first of 8 laps for Class 3. Pro Stock V is also running 8 laps, so that will complete their first lap also. Going into the corner, Was Up on the inside. Strictly Business, I'm sorry, Was Up was in the middle. Strictly Business was on the inside, and then Team Woody, just out of your screenshot there, in third. There's the Pro Stock V entry, LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. Typhoon in second there, phase 5 in third. Play It Again in fourth, and Octane in fifth. Class 6 down the start finish, coming across the finish line. Class 6 coming across start finish line, just out of our view. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead. Deception in second. Boom Shakalaka in third.
Race control of pace coach. You guys need your lineup. You guys can move out, right? Alright. Let me know when you're ready.
Sorry guys, bit of a technical malfunction there. There's Team CRC, Smith Brothers out into the early lead. Deception right behind them though. This class bracketed to 70 miles an hour. Rendell One Design trying to make a move past Boom Shakalaka, now for third. Smith Brothers CRC has pulled way out in front of this group with Deception. So the race for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 right now. On the back straightaway, headed down the course, it was Up continuing to lead. Strictly Business in second. And Team Woody was in third. Smith Brothers goes into the corner, Deception to the inside of them. And this is Team Yabba Dabba Doo. They are in Class 6 in 5th place right now.
All right, let me just confirm with Pat.
Out in turn number 1, or turn number 3 and 4 rather. We're going to see who leads here. Now it looks like we've had a lead change in that race, though. It looks like Strictly Business might have gotten around Was Up. Hard to tell from our vantage point. This is Class 6. Smith Brothers CRC battling with Deception, 1 and 2 in Class 6. Rendell 1 Design and Boom Shakalaka just behind them. Rendell 1 Design now firmly in third place. Looks like they're trying to make a move up into second place. These boats are bracketed at 70 miles an hour, so even though the boats, again, could run over that 70 mile an hour speed, they have to keep it at 70. So they have to maintain a consistent race, maintain a consistent speed, and be smart about what they're doing. Back now to this battle. It is. Strictly Business has gotten around Was Up and Team Woody for the lead in Class 3. And gapped out the group just a little bit. Kind of odd what happened back there. We didn't get to see it, but this looks to be some sort of a race happening here in Class 3. The boat just behind them is LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness Revex Oil. They are your leaders in Pro Stock V, and I thought Typhoon was catching them just a bit. Typhoon just to the right of our screen, but very hard to tell at this point. You're watching the 11th Annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana. Our live stream is presented by Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. What a battle we have here in Class 3 now. Wow. Now, Was Up is back up next to Strictly Business. Team Woody right behind this group. If Team Woody can maintain enough speed going through the corner, they might be able to make a move. They have the ability to do so. They're within striking distance. Was Up and Strictly Business will have to slow more going through the corner to make it tighter. Woody Racing can maintain the speed on the outside. That's LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness Revex Oil out to the big lead now in Typhoon, about a quarter straightaway length. But behind Typhoon is Phase 5, and I think Typhoon might be keeping their eye on Phase 5 just a little bit. Phase 5 looking great today. Al Pensa, Jay Muller on board doing a fantastic job in that Rage Hull. All right, exiting turn 1. Strictly Business now back out to a bigger lead. So unfortunately, Team Woody scrubbed off a lot more speed on that back corner than what I thought they would. This is Play It Again, currently in 4th place in Pro Stock V. Octane in 5th place, just behind them. Play It Again, formerly the artist known as Tug It. Paint job looks very similar though. And in fact, it is almost the same. Strictly Business now leads in Class 3. Was Up in 2nd. Just out of our view here is Team Woody. They are about 2 rooster tail lengths behind this group. I really was hoping that Team Woody might be able to carry a little bit more speed, but they are just starting to learn the boat and figure out how to turn it. And if you've ever driven any sort of a fountain power boat or step V-bottom boat, they're kind of slippery when they go through the corners. Back to Class 6. Class 6, Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead. Deception in 2nd. Rendell 1 Design in 3rd. Boom Shakalaka in 4th. Yabba-Dabba-Doo behind this group in 5th. So I think both of these boats are really running on their speed bracket right now. There's the helicopter kite, providing you aerial coverage of the race today. Kind of an interesting looking kite, but I like it. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead in Class 6. Deception in 2nd. Rendell 1 Design in 3rd. I would judge to say, by the way these 3 boats are running, they're all on their 70 mile an hour mark. Obviously hard to tell from our vantage point, but what will happen is they will go back to the pits and they will go see GPS Frank in his trailer. He will download the information off of their GPS, watch their entire race, and if they break out of their speed bracket of 70 miles an hour, they can be disqualified depending on how long they broke out for and how many times they broke out. A blip is one thing. You know, like a 70.2 back down to a 70 is different than a 71 for, 20 or 30 seconds. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead. They're going to be on the inside. Deception on the outside. Rendell 1 Design just outside of this group. Rendell 1 Design just trying to stay in clean water. There's Boom Shakalaka currently going in 4th. Boom Shakalaka had a great start. Not sure what happened there. There's Rendell 1 Design, fell back just a little bit, went wide, trying to get good water in the corner. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead. Now back to Class 3. Look at the battle between Strictly Business and Was Up. Ed and Boomer, Nicholas Smith in Was Up, Johnny Stantz and Luigi Contieri in Strictly Business. These two teams just not letting themselves go. But Woody Racing is just right there with them in the middle, though, not far behind. I think they could strike at any minute, and I'm impressed with how well they've got this boat running for never having any race time on. But I've driven their previous boat a few times, the Levycraft, and that was a very difficult boat to drive. So if they can drive that, they should feel pretty good in this mountain. What's up now, starting to pull away from Strictly Business. It looks like Team Woody might be trying to make a move for second. A little bit of a chine walk there. They're starting to hit the boat wakes coming across the course. So there's no chop here, but as the boats run the opposite way, they're starting to hit the waves, and you'll start to see these boats chine walk a bit more as they come around. As we race later in the day in our cat classes, Super Stock, Super Cat, and Class 1, you'll see a lot of chine walking because of the cross wake. But you see it now just because of where the wakes are coming from. Typhoon still in third. Phase 5 still... Typhoon in second, Phase 5 in third. I apologize. What's Up continues to lead over Strictly Business going through the corner. The Team Woody Fountain just quite not getting the corners down the way they want. They have good straightaway speed, but just not comfortable turning the boat. Strictly Business starts to make a move now on the inside of What's Up. Strictly Business had the inside lane, which would usually scrub speed off, but they were able to get good acceleration out of the corner. Back side by side with What's Up. They have pulled away now. Big hop there by What's Up. Found some sort of a hole right there. This group has pulled away from Team Woody. Team Woody, I think, likes turn 3 and 4 more than they like turn number 1. Now this is Play It Again and Octane. Play It Again currently in 4th, Octane in 5th in our Pro Stock B class. Now Pro Stock B runs the sealed Mercury Racing 525 engine package with the Mercury Bravo 1 outdrive. The SVX class, which will be in our next start, are identical boats to this group. They run just a little bit more horsepower, naturally aspirated engines, carburetors, still with Bravo outdrives. And these are all, those groups are spec class racing, meaning they don't have bracket speeds they have to maintain, but they will have to get a tech inspection post-race to make sure they are within class rules and class specs. This is back down to turn number 3 and 4, rather, sorry. That's our start-finish boat there. Strictly Business had gotten around What's Up. This is Class 6 just coming into our view now. It looks like Smith Brothers CRC still leads in Class 6. Deception right there with them, though. So I have a feeling both of these boats are right on their 70-mile-an-hour speed bracket and just not getting away from each other. Trying to run the shortest distance they can, running right next to that big start-finish boat. Now, there are scores on those boats, and they have to count. Every time a boat goes by, they have to mark it off. That's how they're able to count laps. A lot of people tease me because I can't do that in broadcasting, but it would be counting. There's 3 different classes out here racing, so I'd have to keep track of 3 different classes. It's very complicated to do. Please don't blame me for it. I try as hard as I can. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead over Deception in Class 6. Rendo 1 Design very close in third. Boom Shakalaka has not lost much ground. Oh, and I may hear over race control that we have a boat down in the corner, 327 possibly, which would be Team Woody. But now it looks like a boat moving again, so it could be them. That's Rendell 1 Design. They are currently third in Class 6. There's Boom Shakalaka fourth. Back to the Class 3 battle. Strictly Business and What's Up trying to get away from each other, looking for clean water as they come up behind this Class 6 group. They don't want to get in that little bit of chop there. It'll cause these fountains to chine walk, and they may have to lift out of it to set the boat in the corner or to set the boat on the straightaway. What's Up starts to take a little bit more of a lead now, carrying a little bit more speed. Gotta love how these fountains sound, though, running the tractor pipe style headers. Header exhaust right up out of the engine hatch. Strictly Business on the inside, What's Up on the outside. And they're going to have to contend with Class 6 traffic, and maybe Strictly Business might know that. It looked like they slowed a little bit early for that turn. But that's a Class 6 boat right in front of them, and they don't want to start getting up on their wakes as they set their boat into a corner. But still a good turn for Johnny and Louie. made up a little bit of ground there. So maybe that was a plan for them to shorten up the course a little bit, slow down, run a tighter turn. It looks like it worked for them. Let's see what happens on the back straightaway. This is Class 6. Smith Brothers CRC has pulled away from Deception just a little bit, and both of these boats pulling away just a little bit from Rendell 1 Design. Remember, can only run 70 miles an hour no matter how fast the boats can go, but what a race we have in Class 6. Also a race now here in Pro Stock V, Typhoon and Phase 5. Phase 5 was actually in second. Typhoon was in third at the start of the race. Typhoon took over second. Now Phase 5 in third, but they're making up some ground. Big hop there. Laid it over on his side for Typhoon. Again, this is what we're talking about. We're getting into this wash effect that's coming from the other side of the race course, causing the boat to hop and lay down either on its port or starboard side. Tough day for Team Woody, 327. They're in the middle of the course down, but they are under their own power. Phase 5 going to be on the inside, Typhoon on the outside. Looks like Phase 5 jumps across the boat wake of Typhoon. Typhoon probably not leaving the door open for this team. Phase 5 trying to stay to the inside though. Let's see who has more acceleration. Looks like Typhoon out of the corner, but what a turn by Typhoon. Phase 5 trying to hold it in there. Can't stick to the inside. Pro Stock V, Typhoon, Tom Crowley, Randy Schlitz close the door on Phase 5. Phase 5 jumps back to the inside. Al Pedza, Jay Muller looking inside, looking outside, trying to make some sort of a move. This is Play It Again in Octane, running 4th and 5th in your Pro Stock V class. The Octane team, Jason Zolecki and Jim Simmons, ran yesterday. Well, big hop there by them. You can see it kind of set them a little bit sideways. Now Typhoon has pulled away from Phase 5, exiting turn number 2, headed back down the course. My official lap counting guess would be we're about halfway. That's an official guess. It's not even an unofficial guess. But it looks like we have another boat down on the middle of the course. It's hard to tell. It might be Deception. I can't tell from my vantage point, but Deception may be down. The boat looks green. We'll wait for word from race control on that. If so, that would move Rendell up into second place behind Smith Brothers CRC. This, however, is a battle in Class 3. It looks like Class 6 is just to the top of your screen.
Lower part. He's getting the upper part.
Right there. This live stream has been presented by Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. Thank you to Brett, Mark, Myrick, Missy, and the entire Performance Boat Center team for your support. The battle in Class 3 rages on, though. Strictly Business and Was Up can't get away from each other, but just trying to find the clean water. That's why they're so far apart as they're coming up on this lap traffic. But now Was Up just seems to get this burst of speed right here in front of us, and you can see take the lead going into the turn. But Nicholas and Smitty rather, Smitty the president of OPA, Nicholas his son, filling in for Anthony Smith, who we'll see later today, actually in 2 boats. He'll be in Supercat and AMH, and then he'll be in Knucklehead Instigator in races number 3 and 4. Smith Brothers CRC in the lead, and I was right. Deception is out, and I see them. It looks like they're getting assistance from Tobo right now. So that means Rendell 1 Design is now in second place, just behind this group. So unofficially top 3 would be Smith Brothers CRC, Rendell 1 Design, and Boom Shakalaka, who is pretty far behind this group, and it would take a mechanical issue to get them out of it. There is your leader in Pro Stock V, LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness Revex Oil. Back to the battle in Class 3. Strictly Business now starting to make a move on Was Up. Maybe a half a boat length as Was Up is on the outside, Strictly Business on the inside. These two battling back and forth here in Michigan City. You are watching the 11th annual Michigan City Grand Prix, live from Michigan City, Indiana on beautiful Lake Michigan. Beautiful day here for racing. Everything is going as planned. Typhoon still in second place. Phase 5 lost some ground there. So I think that whole turn thing that happened last time by kind of really took Phase 5 out of their groove, and they haven't been able to make up the ground yet. But the chine walking with these 2 boats is really having some sort of an effect on these boats. Again, the wake coming across from the other side of the course. Adds Typhoon. That's LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. In the turn there, Typhoon just enters the corner. Not much of a gap has changed here between 1 and 2 in Pro Stock B. I still think the battle here could be for second between Phase 5 and Typhoon. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness. LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness Revex Oil is about halfway down the straightaway by this point. So they have checked out. Smith Brothers CRC continues to lead over Rendell One Design. Here comes Phase 5 and Team Octane. This is 4 and 5. Places 4 and 5 in Pro Stock B. Back up to the other end of the course, coming out of turn number 3 and 4. Strictly Business taking a lead now, big lead, about a rooster tail length over Was Up on the outside. This is from my vantage point. Here's Team Octane. Last time by, they took a pretty good comp here. But I think it might have calmed down just a little bit. But they're out there to finish. Got to stay in it to win it. So if one of the boats in front of them breaks, they could find themselves up on the podium. Pro Stock B, however, though, Typhoon in Phase 5 still battling for third. Pro Stock B looks like they've made up a little bit of ground from my vantage point, and they will have the inside of the lane of the corner. I don't think they're going to be able to stick their nose in there, though. They do have to contend with lap traffic Boom Shakalaka, who is in Class 6. Back to Class 3. Strictly Business and Was Up 1 and 2. Again, not able to get away from each other. One boat leads through the corner on one side. The other boat takes the lead on the other side. So one boat likes the corner better than the other, I guess. But Was Up is really fast on this part of the course, just past the finish line, up to turn number 1. Smitty, the president of OPA, the man behind bringing all this together, along with Azam Ranguwala of P1. A lot of P1 action here this weekend with the Aquacross. It was really great to hang out with those guys. We really got to enjoy to see them race. And then, of course, the P1 Superstock ran yesterday. Visit St. Pete Clearwater. There is What's Up. And again, he got that burst of speed on this straightaway, headed towards the turn. Strictly Business on the outside, What's Up on the outside. Strictly Business likes this line, though. They're able to make it work going through the corner. A little bit What's Up came down on them just a little bit. Didn't close the door, but kind of let them know they were there. Been in that situation of looking out and seeing a boat coming at you in a turn can be kind of an intimidating thing. But it didn't phase Louie or Johnny in Strictly Business, as it should not, as they are both seasoned veterans. LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness Revex Oil continues to lead in Pro Stock B. And then behind them, it's Class 6. Smith Brothers CRC, your leader in Class 6, but now they've got to start thinking about Rendell One Design, as Rendell One Design has been able to make up some ground going around this course. Now remember, though, Rendell One Design, remember, both of these boats are bracketed by speed, 70 miles an hour. And Smith Brothers, I've raced with them before. They are very good at what they do, and I've run with the Rendell team before also. Although Kimberly Kramer is throttling for the first time in her offshore career. So she just can't get overly excited on those sticks. She's got to maintain that 70-mile-an-hour speed, but this is a great race here in Class 6, with Smith Brothers CRC leading over Rendell One Design. Behind this group now is the Pro Stock B battle of Phase 5 and Typhoon. I thought Phase 5 was able to make up a little bit of ground, but they seem to lose it somewhere down on the other end of this course. Not sure where. Maybe through the turn. But a lot of chine walking as these boats come up in front of my viewing area past the finish line. So here's the battle in Class 6 going into turn number 1. Smith Brothers CRC on the inside, Rendell on the outside. There's Typhoon. Phase 5 should come into your screen momentarily. Smith Brothers CRC was able to make a little bit more of a lead, but it looks like Rendell One Design might dive back to the inside. They try and do it. Look how much that closed the gap between those two boats. Now Rendell One Design on the inside, Smith Brothers CRC on the outside. That's Typhoon Phase 5. Number 2 and 3 in Pro Stock B. All the results I tell you today will be unofficial until the boats are tech inspected and GPS is read. Up a look at Rendell One Design. That move worked in that turn. They've been able to pull up alongside of Smith Brothers. They were on the outside of the turn. They dove back to the inside, got a great acceleration, maybe surfed off the wave just a little bit, and it is pulled alongside of Smith Brothers CRC. Typhoon, second place in Pro Stock B on the outside of this group. Now phase 5 coming up. All of them having to contend with the wake of all of these boats, which can sometimes slow them down. Deception out about halfway through this race with a mechanical issue. But what a battle we have in Class 6. CRC and Rendell 1 Design side by side, headed toward turn number 2. Turn 3 and 4, rather. Typhoon continues second place in Pro Stock B. Phase 5 now just starting to go on the inside of CRC and Rendell 1 Design. The group that just went through the bottom of your screen, Class 3, was up has now taken a big lead away from Strictly Business, big lead over, rather, Strictly Business. And I wonder if that might have had something to do with the lap traffic of Octane kind of being in the middle of this group, and Strictly Business couldn't go where they wanted to for the corners. Strictly Business is going to be on the outside of Octane, but look at Was Up. They're the ones now entering the corner, and they've got a big lead ahead of Strictly Business. There's Was Up there in the corner. Back to Pro Stock B, your leader here, LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. Great run by Britt and Kevin. They've dominated this year in this little boat. We know that Britt has put a tremendous amount of work into it. These two will come out of this boat and get into their V Extreme later today and race against Knucklehead Instigator in the V Extreme class, which will be running with Class 1 USA. Back up to the other turn. Now, that's Was Up. They're getting around Play It Again, who is in the Pro Stock B category, but Strictly Business not even in our shot right now. They are quite a bit of ways behind this group. Back down to the turn. Now this looks like Typhoon in Phase 5. It looks like Phase 5 may have closed up the gap a little bit. Class 6 battle just behind them. Rendell 1 Design on the inside. Rendell 1 Design has taken the lead away from my vantage point of Smith Brothers CRC. Let's hope Rendell 1 Design did not break out of their speed bracket. Typhoon in second, Phase 5 in third in Pro Stock V. As they come across that finish line, they should start wrapping up these races here shortly. That's my unofficial, official lap count statement. It's officially, unofficially, official. That's what we'll say about that. Typhoon in second place, Pro Stock B, Phase 5. Really getting excited to see this Rage powerboat get up with that extreme hull. Phase 5, the Phase 5 team, Al Pence and Jay Muller, have had kind of an up and down performance. Sometimes the boat runs really good. Sometimes they just seem to be a little bit off on their setup. Beautiful boat, though. I had a chance to crawl through it. Beautiful paint job. The interior is finished so incredibly well. And because this class has a spec weight, they were actually a little way underweight, so he put an actual air conditioner unit in the boat. So that little Phase 5 boat, Jay Muller, Al Pence are running around in the air conditioning right now. Now, Smith Brothers CRC pulled to the inside of the course, so the Class 6 race is over. And it looks like Rendell 1 Design took the win in that class because they're pulling over to get their checkered flag. Smith Brothers CRC already headed back towards the crane area. So Rendell 1 Design, unofficially your winner in Class 6. Team Smith Brothers CRC in second. And Boom Shakalaka will come across the line in third. All results are unofficial until the boats and GPSs are inspected accordingly. Here is Typhoon, currently second place in Pro Stock V. Phase 5 lost a lot of ground through turns 1 and 2. Now headed down this back straightaway towards turn 3 and 4. Class 6 race is over. As Class 6 teams will pull to the inside. Tough day for New Wave Marine as they actually broke in testing, didn't make the start today. And then Deception out, undertow in the middle of the course with some sort of mechanical issue. Look at Was Up, though. Just getting it done here on the beach in Michigan City, Indiana. Beautiful purple and yellow home fountain. Been around for a very, very long time. Very successful boat. Normally run by Anthony and Ed Smith. Anthony throttles and Ed Smith, Smitty, drives. But Anthony has his hands full with a Supercat and a V Extreme. So now his younger brother, Boomer, Nicholas, is driving. And Smitty is throttling. Typhoon second place in Pro Stock V, although it looks like something might be wrong with Strictly Business. They have slowed tremendously. I don't know if they got the checkered flag or not. If they did get the checkered flag, they should have pulled to the inside of the course and stayed out of the way of these remaining races. Play it again. Still in fourth. Octane in fifth in Pro Stock V. LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil, continues to lead. Typhoon in second. Phase 5 in third. There is What's Up, though. Has exited turns 1 and 2 and just continues to pull a lead away from Strictly Business. But remember, last time by my viewing point, I think Strictly Business was having some sort of mechanical issue. Not sure what happened there. So are 2 out of the 3 boats now out of this race in Class 3? I think so, because I haven't seen Strictly Business exit the corner yet. I still look out of my viewing area, but I do not see them at this time. LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil, continues to lead in the Pro Stock B category. I would think with the lead they have now, their team is on land telling them, hey, just save the equipment, it's your race, do what you need to do to get done. And I think they've done that because the boat just doesn't look to be running as fast as what it did last time by. Britt's father, Art Lilly, multi-time national world champion and APBA inductee, Hall of Fame inductee, actually on our broadcast balcony out there watching his son race with Kevin Smith, with one of their sponsors, Steve Stanley. Here is Play It Again, currently in fourth, right now in Pro Stock V. Back to this battle in Pro Stock V between Typhoon and Phase 5. Phase 5 actually turning towards the beach, not sure where they're going. I didn't see a checkered flag come out for this group, but Phase 5 looks to be just finding some clean water. Maybe they've realized, whoa, big hop there by Typhoon. Maybe that's what Phase 5 was trying to avoid. Maybe they knew that right in that area there was some weight. And if they can get the cleaner water, keep that prop in the water, they'll be able to maintain a little bit more speed, but still pretty rough for this team there also. Remember, if that prop's in the air, they're not moving forward. They need that prop in the water as much as they possibly can. That's the difference, or that's the responsibility of the throttle man to keep that boat straight, flying level, and get it in and out as quickly as possible. In single engine V-bottoms, it's just as much responsibility for the driver, though, because they're going to be sawing the wheel back and forth during that chine wall to make sure the boat stays straight. Chine wall can obviously slow the boat down, and anytime you turn the outdrive, it scrubs off speed, so that's what they're trying to prevent. That is Typhoon in Phase 5. Not much has changed last time by for these two boats. Here is Play It Again and Octane 4 and 5 in Pro Stock V. Was Up crosses the finish line. It looks like they are turning to the inside. They are doing just that. So Was Up, the lone finisher here in Class 3, will take the win after a great battle with Strictly Business. But last time by, I think Strictly Business was showing some sort of mechanical issue. So they are out, and Team Woody was out about halfway through the race. They are under their own power. It looks like I see Billy and Chad out of the boat. As we exit the turn, it looks like Octane and Play It Again. That is Play It Again and Octane 4 and 5. Well, I think a lot of boats have just headed straight back to the crane, including Typhoon and LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness, Revex Oil. So this should wrap up our race. We would like to thank Performance Boat Center for bringing this coverage live to you from Michigan City, Indiana. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit Performance Boat Center for more information. Yep, this is Play It Again and Octane, so they will come across the start-finish line for the checkered flag, and that will wrap up a pretty exciting race number 1 here on Sunday in Michigan City, Indiana. This is the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix coming to you live from Lake Michigan. Again, we'd like to thank Performance Boat Center for making this happen. Also our broadcast partners, Grant Signature Racing, Revex Oil, and Offshore Outdrives. Thanks to all these great, wonderful companies making this broadcast happen here today in Michigan City. And obviously visit LaPorte County. The Tourism Board takes it very seriously here, this boat race being in town. And we can't forget our friends at Access LaPorte County, Mike Dempsey and his entire team for supporting us in this live stream adventure. So that's going to wrap up race number 1. Race number 2 currently at 156. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana, on the beautiful Lake Michigan. What a great first race we've had. Now we're up for our second race. Of course, have to thank Visit Michigan City, LaPorte County for their support of this event. And of course, presenting this live stream to you is Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com. Thanks to Brett, Mark, Missy, and Myrick for the support. And then, of course, RevX Oil, Grant Signature Racing, and Offshore Outdrives, our broadcast partners, bringing you this race live here from Michigan City, Indiana. All right, so this is our second race of the day. We're going to have Superstock and SVX in this group. Superstock, of course, the Cat Outboards. You have Doug Wright hulls, Skater hulls, Wright Performance hulls, and Victory hulls in this race, all powered by Mercury 300 horsepower outboards. And then you have the SVX class, which is very similar to what you just saw in Pro Stock V, except these are naturally aspirated engines, about 600 horsepower, running the Bravo outdrives. Great first race. We had Class 6, Class 3, and Pro Stock V there. In Class 6, it went all the way down to the wire between Rendell One Designs and Smith Brothers CRC. Rendell One Designs ends up taking the win. Smith Brothers CRC in second, and Boom Shakalaka in third. All these results are, of course, unofficial until the boats are inspected post-race. In Pro Stock V, it was the LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness RevX Oil Show. Kevin and Britt got out to the early lead and never looked back. The race was between Typhoon and Phase 5. I thought Phase 5 was going to be able to pass Typhoon, but they were unable to do so. Okay, so this is the first start of this race. It's going to be Superstock coming across the start-finish, or the finish line. The pace boat is up on plane, and this has been one of the best races, the best classes of the entire year as far as racing is concerned. Multiple different winners, as we are on our 5th stop of the APBA National Championship. And a shout out to SpeedOnTheWater.com for the continued coverage of the APBA National Championship. So we have a green flag. We're going racing in Superstock. You can see they're just following the helicopter right now. Let's see who gets out to the early lead. I can see Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. They're kind of in the middle of this group. Looks like maybe Shadow Pirate. It does. It looks like Shadow Pirate in the early lead. CR Racing way to the outside. Is that Jackhammer on the inside? It is Jackhammer on the inside. Great start for Reese and Brad and Jackhammer up with this group. Shadow Pirate to the early lead. FJ Propeller right there. Look at CR Racing. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. This is going to be a really exciting first turn. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping kind of getting swallowed up by Killer B just a little bit. WIA Insurance just out of your screen. And then Double Edge Motorsports behind this group. Let's watch this going into the first turn. It's going to be Shadow Pirate and CR Racing 1-2. FJ Propeller just behind them. And then there was Killer B in there also. So they have to maintain their lanes going through the corner. FJ Propeller kind of runs tight to the pin, but left enough room there for that boat that was on the inside. FJ Propeller, great turn by that Victory hull. Lauren Leibel and Gary Ballou on board. There is Shadow Pirate currently in second. Back now to Pro Stock V. I'm sorry, SVX. SVX, marker 17 Marine out to the early lead. Boatfloater.com right with him on the inside. Look at Team Raven. Here comes Sunprint, boat number 51 on the outside. Sunprint going to pass marker 17 Marine and Boatfloater.com for the lead. Boatfloater.com is going to control the inside of the corner. There is Sheriff Lobo, the team from Trinidad. Sunprint trying to take the early lead. Boatfloater.com is going to be right next to the buoy. Marker 17 Marine right there. And it looks like Team Raven behind them. Let's see how this turn shakes out. Looks like Boatfloater.com went way wide in that corner, pushed everybody out just a bit. And it allowed that back group, Team Raven, to catch up to them. But it looks like Boatfloater.com. Looks like Team Raven might be able to take second place out of this. Exiting the turn. Let's see what happens. And it is. Team Raven able to get second place behind Boatfloater.com. Where is the Outer Limits? Looks like they may have been shuffled all the way back to fourth. Kind of hard to see through the rooster tails right now as the boats settle in to run down this back straightaway. Back down to Pro Stock, or to Superstock. Let's see what shakes out in Superstock. It is Shadow Pirate and FJ Propeller. FJ Propeller got the lead going through the corner. looks like they continue to be in the lead. Shadow Pirate in second from what I can see. It's either Shadow Pirate or CR Racing. Graphics similar. Actually, I think that's Shadow Pirate in the lead. CR Racing in second. It looks like Performance Boat Center Auto Alert now in third, and FJ all the way back to fourth. So some drama on the back straightaway in this super stock class. CR Racing, your winner in St. Clair, Michigan last weekend, looking to repeat here on our northern swing in Michigan City, Indiana. But it is Shadow Pirate out to the early lead now. CR Racing in second. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in third. 1, 2, 3. As they come across the finish line, this will complete lap 1. That is Shadow Pirate in first. CR Racing in second. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert now in third. I believe FJ Propeller just outside of this group. Behind your screen, look at Shadow Pirate, CR Racing. Shadow Pirate is a Doug Wright hull. CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert are Wright Performance hulls. Not a lot of difference, just Wright Performance are sold by our primary sponsor, Performance Boat Center, as a pleasure boat, but they're also building these race boats. Shadow Pirate, CR, Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. FJ Propeller now in fourth, Killer B in fifth. As Shadow Pirate goes into the corner, they're going to maintain the lane about a rooster tail length behind, and then 2 rooster tail lengths behind these 2 boats is Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Going into the corner, Shadow Pirate sets it in. CR Racing goes in almost right behind them, right in their wake, trying to run the same distance as Shadow Pirate, not letting them get in the way. Good distance between all 3 of these boats. All 3 of these boats within striking distance for the lead. They exit with Shadow Pirate, CR Racing, and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Now back to SVX. Here is SVX. BowFloater.com in the lead. Sunprint on the outside. Now it looks like Marker 17 Marine has gotten back around Team Raven. Top 4 or 5 of these boats, all very tight with each other, running really good. Really impressed by Team Raven. Only the second race for this team in SVX with Mike McLaughlin and Robert Bryant on board. They put a big motor in it for St. Clair. They were able to get it figured out, and the boat is running really good. But right now, it's all about BowFloater.com, Sunprint, and Marker 17 Marine. Generation 1 Extreme hull, a Generation 2 Extreme hull, and then an Outer Limits hull. And there is Sheriff Lobo, who right now is behind JRA Boat Sales. As we head down the back straightaway, there is the Super Stock battle. It looks like Shadow Pirate continues to lead, CR Racing in second, and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in third as they head into turn 3 and 4. Small technical malfunction, but we got it fixed. Good job. Shadow Pirate continues to lead, CR Racing, Performance Boat Center Auto Alert now in third as they come out of turn number 3 into turn number 4. Here is Double Edge Motorsports running in the Super Stock class. Doesn't look like Ryan and Tom got off to the best of starts, but they'll start to make up some ground. Battle behind them now, though, is in SVX. BowFloater.com on the outside. It looks like Sunprint has gotten back to the inside of this group here as we go back to our Super Stock race. Shadow Pirate starting to open up a little bit of a lead now over CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Looks like the gap between CR and Performance Boat Center has closed slightly as Shadow Pirate is trying to pull out more of a lead. And then there's a whole big group of them just behind these top 3. That's Shadow Pirate on the left, CR Racing on the right. Big hop there by Shadow Pirate, I think just coming up over the wake of some of these V-bottoms. Performance Boat Center just behind them, 1, 2, and 3. Actually, distances have not changed that much. As they head into the corner, Shadow Pirate will have the inside, CR on the outside. Rusty and Myrick in Performance Boat Center Auto Alert, way on the outside, trying to carry as much speed through the corner as they can. There is Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. There is CR Racing and Shadow Pirate. Shadow Pirate on the inside, CR Racing in the middle. Rob and Casey did the same thing this time they did last time. See, they've run right down into the wake of Shadow Pirate. They're trying to tuck to that inside. They want to show Shadow Pirate a nose to try and, intimidate them just a bit. Back up to SVX, though. What a race we have going on here. 1, 2, 3, Sunprint, BoatFloater.com, and Marker 17 Marine. Now that looks like Marker 17 Marine and BoatFloater.com. I think Sunprint is just to the left of our screen. That's Double Edge Motorsports. I think they may have some sort of a mechanical issue. Big rooster tails coming off that boat. But that is Marker 17 Marine and BoatFloater.com. Sunprint just to the inside. You see that wake to the left of your screen? That is Sunprint. So all of these boats trying to find clean water here on Lake Michigan. But what a race we have in SVX. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Marker 17 Marine on the inside. Sunprint in the middle and BoatFloater.com on the outside. So let's see if Marker 17 Marine has enough speed to get to the inside of these two boats. It looks like Sunprint still has the lead. A little bit of a hop there, not too bad for Sunprint. Now BoatFloater.com falling off quite a bit now to third. Marker 17 Marine on the inside. There is Sunprint. They are your leaders. BoatFloater.com just out of your shot now. Sunprint your leader in SVX. Marker 17 Marine in second, but it looks like Marker 17 Marine is getting some sort of a challenge by BoatFloater.com, and they are. They're side by side going into the corner. Ryan and Vinny on the inside. The Kildall, father and son, Steve and Stephen Kildall on the outside. Everybody runs right down to that pin to try and run the shortest course as possible. But it looked like BoatFloater.com had to scrub some speed off of that corner, lost some ground to Marker 17 Marine. Marker 17 Marine had to jump back across the wake of Sunprint, which caused them to hop around and cost them a little bit of ground. Sunprint continues to lead in SVX. Back to Superstock now. Doesn't look like much has changed since last time by. Shadow Pirate in the lead, CR Racing in second, and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in third. Big group behind them, though, racing for fourth and fifth. It was FJ Propeller in fourth place last time by that I saw. But these boats are running pretty much, I think, right now, equal speed, as the gaps just don't change, and they're almost running the same line. If you could watch it on a GPS, they're running almost the same line each time they go by that finish line boat. Our Superstock class is running 9 laps for 49.5 miles, and our SVX class is running 8 laps for 44 miles. It should complete lap number 2 for Superstock. And this top 3 group has really pulled away from this group behind them. FJ in fourth. It looks like Killer B in fifth. Great run by Killer B. Lindsay and Jim DeNoyo, the father-daughter team, not something we're used to saying here in offshore powerboat racing, and WI Insurance, and Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. Looks like Performance Boat Center Auto Alert tries to dive into the corner there, make up a little bit of ground, and maybe they did just a bit as they exit the turn to head back down the straightaway. There's the group that I was talking about behind them. That's FJ Propeller, Killer B, and WIA Insurance, and then Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. And just into the shot will come Jackhammer. Reese and Brad, great run for Jackhammers. They've been plagued with mechanical issues in Sarasota and St. Clair. You're watching the 11th annual St. Clair, I said St. Clair again. You're watching the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana. Our broadcast is presented by Performance Boat Center. 2 locations to serve you. The team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. Superstock 1, 2, 3 is still Shadow Pirate, CR Racing, and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Now this is SVX. It looks like Sunprint has now gotten out to a pretty good lead over Marker 17 Marine, and that should be BoatFloater.com just to the inside of them. If you watch any of the onboard videos on YouTube of these boats, especially boatfloater.com, you'll see the sawing of the steering wheel to try and get these boats to go straight, especially when they get a side wake like they're getting here. Sunprint about 3 rooster tail lengths ahead of Marker 17 Marine, and the same for Marker 17 Marine back to boatfloater.com. This group behind them, though, is starting to tighten up for the battle for 4th. And here is that battle here. Actually, it's only 2 boats here. I'm sorry, that was Double Edge Motorsports that I was seeing. At the top of our screen, it's Super Stock, not much change there. Here is Sunprint. They have opened up a pretty good gap now over Marker 17 Marine and boatfloater.com. Sunprint now able to run their own race, have clean water, not worried about where Marker 17 Marine is. Sunprint sets into the corner. There's Marker 17 Marine, and boatfloater.com seems to be falling more and more off the pace each time by. Team Raven will come into your shot shortly. They are currently running in 4th. JRA Boat Sales currently running in 5th. This looks like Sunprint exiting the corner as we head back up now to Superstock. There is Shadow Pirate, your leader in Superstock. CR Racing in 2nd. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in 3rd. Again, not much has changed in this race. They've kind of settled into their groove. Maybe Shadow Pirates pulled out just a little bit from CR Racing, but all 3 of these, well, the one Doug Bright Hull and the 2 Bright Performance Hulls look great here in this really, really flat water. Very similar conditions to what they tested in yesterday. Myra Coyle said he felt good about his setup. Just wish he had a little bit more top-end speed, but felt good about today. But everybody I know was hoping it would bump up. There is Performance Boat Center Auto Alert, currently in 3rd. CR Racing in 2nd, Shadow Pirate in 1st. They all set into the corner. Getting into some lap traffic now with the SVX class, so they're going to have to contend with a little bit of boat weight going through these corners. FJ Propeller is in 4th. Killer B still in 5th. WIA in 6th. Allen Longtail Landscaping in 7th. WIA missed St. Clair because they had fiberglass issues on the bottom. They were able to make the repairs and make it here to Michigan City, Indiana. But now, Shadow Pirate seems to be pulling away from CR Racing a lot. And I think maybe Performance Boat Center Auto Alert might be closing the gap a little bit by this shot on your screen now. This is headed down the back straightaway towards turn number 3 and turn number 4. The boat in front of them is Sheriff Lobo. That's an SVX boat. Again, have to deal with the lap traffic, but I like the speed I see out of Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. This is SVX coming out of turn number 4 back towards the start-finish line. This should complete lap, I think, number 5 roughly for this race. Unofficially, officially lap 5. Thanks, Nikki Sorensen. I know you're listening for saying officially I'm a good broadcaster. Really appreciate the compliment. Thank you. So this is SVX. And now back to Pro Start. SVX starts to come across the start-finish line just to the left of your screen. This is the Superstock guys. So the Superstock boats are starting to get up into the lap traffic now, which could have an effect on this race. I think we might have a race, though, between 2nd and 3rd now in Superstock. Let's see what we can find. SVX now passing the halfway point, so they're 4 laps in of their 8-lap race. But what a battle we might have now for 2nd. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert really made up some ground on CR Racing. A little tight on their shot there, but that's what you're looking at. And they're starting to get up into this lap traffic, and I think this is going to have a pretty dramatic effect on how this race pans out. They've got 3 or 4 boats in front of them that are throwing a completely different wake out that these Superstock teams are going to have to contend with. Let's see how it goes. They come across the finish line. And see, they've got a lapper, they've got a V-bottom. I believe that's Sheriff Lobo right up in the mix with him. Shadow Pirate continues to lead. It looks like CR Racing in 2nd. Oh, nope, that's Performance Boat Center Auto Alert now currently in 2nd, so they were able to make the move going through the corner. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in 2nd in Superstock, but here comes CR Racing. CR Racing now taking over for 2nd place. Oh, stand corrected. Again, Performance Boat Center is on the outside. Kind of hard to see with a little bit of glare in the sun. But CR Racing still in second place, but Performance Boat Center Auto Alert is chasing them down. Shadow Pirate continues to lead as they head into the corner. Let's see what Rusty and Myrick do here. They're within striking distance of CR Racing. Will they try and hold more speed through the corner? Or are they going to try and dive to the inside? There's CR Racing. There's Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Let's see how it goes. CR Racing running it tight. It looked like Myrick and Rusty a little bit out of our camera view there, trying to carry a little bit of speed through the corner. Again, have to contend with this lap traffic, and I said there's a group of boats in front of them that are starting to throw out some wake that they'll have to contend with. As they exit the corner, though, it's Shadow Pirate continuing to lead from my vantage point. Here comes Jackhammer. But back to CR Racing. See, they're getting up around Team Raven. That lap traffic, there's Performance Boat Center Auto Alert to the outside of this group. They have lost some ground from where they were last time by. So maybe they're going outside of the corner. Maybe lost a little bit more speed than they want through the corner. Shadow Pirate continues to lead. Nick Scafidi, Scott Porte on board. Obviously, Nick Scavini, Banzai, the crazy pirate, as we should call him. Shadow Pirate continues to lead in Superstock. Killer B is trying to make a move now in fourth. Here's WIA Insurance. They are currently running in sixth place in Superstock. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping just behind them. Tough day for Larry Pinniger Like Vinegar and Billy Allen as they won in Sarasota after an epic battle with FJ Propellers. They were literally doing wheelies all over the race course, just not having much luck in St. Clair here or in St. Clair rather, or here in Michigan City, Indiana. Now this is SVX coming across the finish line. Starting lap number 5 of this 8-lap race, and it's still Sunprint out to the early lead. Marker 17 Marine just behind them. Marker 17 Marine trying to run the tightest course they can to make up ground. Boatfloater.com has lost a lot of ground to these lead 2 boats. But then just behind this is this battle in Superstock between Shadow Pirate CR and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. That's boatfloater.com. As Shadow Pirate goes to the inside, Performance Boat Center and Auto Alert have lost some ground to Shadow Pirate, but the battle is still between those 2 boats, CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. Shadow Pirate continues to lead. That's boatfloater.com, currently running third in SVX. And just out of our screenshot is CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. We're hoping up to be a battle for second here in Superstock. Shadow Pirate goes into the corner with the lead. There they are, just coming into your view momentarily. Should be CR Racing. There they are. There's Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. So Rusty and Myrick went wide last time through this corner. It didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. And they do have some lap traffic in there. Lap traffic got to the inside, stayed out of the way. May have pushed Myrick and Rusty a little bit wider than they wanted to. About a rooster tail length behind, less than a rooster tail length behind CR Racing for second place. Knew this was going to be the battle with Shadow Pirate out to the early lead. Here's the remainder of the Superstock class and SVX class running into turn number 1. Back straightaway now is CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert, separated by about a rooster tail length. There they are. CR Racing in second, Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in third. Shadow Pirate has just checked out from this group. So let's see if Rusty and Myrick can get after Rob and Casey in Superstock. There is Jackhammer, Brad and Reese, great looking silver Victory hull, brand new boat to them. 2 Victory hulls on the course, FJ Propeller and Jackhammer. And of course, CR Racing is FJ Propeller Midwest, along with anchoring.com and CR Racing, supporting that team. Beautiful day here in Michigan City, Indiana. You're watching the live stream of the 11th Annual Great Lakes Grand Prix. Our live stream is presented by Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the Performance Boat Center team can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. And obviously, Performance Boat Center running in this race, and then they'll run their big boat in Supercat later. Robert Coyle throttling the Superstock entry of Performance Boat Center Auto Alert will switch seats in the big boat, join up with Johnny Tomlinson, and they will run their Supercat entry next. This is the second of 4 races today. Race number 3 will have just Supercat in it, which will include WHM, AMH, Grade L, MCon, NZ1 Pro Floors, who were your winners in St. Clair, Michigan last weekend. Although not without their own issue, they broke a prop blade with about a lap and a half left and caused severe vibration in their studs that hold the number 6 gimbal to the transom assembly rather, and it actually broke all but 2 of those studs because of the vibration. So the team had to work all week. Pro Floors, the owner and driver, Wayne Bowder, all the way from New Zealand. Of course, he stayed up here this week. And Grant's Signature Racing, one of our sponsors, Grant throttles New Zealand, or Pro Floors rather. They were able to get the boat fixed with some help from some other teams. Great day for them. Here is Shadow Pirate leading in Super Stock. Sunprint leads in SVX. And CR Racing, there they are with Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in second. As we head into the corner, now it looks like Performance Boat Center Auto Alert has lost some ground to CR Racing. So not sure if the lap traffic had something to do with that or not. But in SVX, it's Sunprint, Marker 17 Marine, and Boat Floater top 1, 2, 3. Super Stock, it is Shadow Pirate, CR Racing, anchoring.com, and then Performance Boat Center Auto Alert 1, 2, 3 in that group. And they've all kind of bundled up here together. It should be Sunprint there exiting the corner. And here is Shadow Pirate, your leader, and behind them, CR Racing having to deal with lap traffic. There's FJ Propeller in the other victory hull. There's WIA Insurance, who missed St. Clair because of some fiberglass damage to the bottom of the hull. Lower left of your screen, Shadow Pirate continues to lead in Superstock. The gap between CR Racing and Performance Boat Center Auto Alert, from my view, has gotten a little bit bigger as they're trying to get their way around Sunprint, a slower boat in a different class. There's Alan Lawn Care Landscaping heading into the corner. And here is Jackhammer, Double Edge Motorsports, and JRA Boat Sales. I think Brad and Reese are going to have to take this for a win today with Jackhammer if they can finish the race after the mechanical difficulties they've had. Broke a steering bracket in Sarasota, Florida, and then they broke a gear case last weekend in St. Clair. So if they can finish today, I think it will be a victory for Brad and Reese. Good job to those guys. There's JRA Boat Sales, Double Edge Motorsports. As it now looks like Killer B. Killer B's actually pulled away from FJ Propeller. So Killer B, looking great, has secured themselves now up into 4th place. Great run for the father-daughter team, Jim and Lindsay DeNoyo. By far, one of the prettiest boats you'll see in the pits is Killer B. That is all paint, no stickers on that boat whatsoever. Back down to this turn, though. Turn number 3 and turn number 4, rather. Let's see what's happening here. That Shadow Pirate should still be in the lead. Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in 3rd. CR Racing, anchoring.com in 2nd. They've gotten around all the lap traffic, so the water should flatten back out now a bit for these teams, and maybe Performance Boat Center Auto Alert can make up some more speed. But Shadow Pirate is out to a big lead in Super Stock. And this is where Nick and Scott are used to. A very competitive Doug Wright hull in this class. Remember, all of these boats powered by Mercury 300X outboards, Mercury Racing 300X outboards. But these are not necessarily outboards you can buy off the shelf. It is the 300 powerhead, but the midsections and steering plate are changed to run in this Super Stock class. But what a great race for Shadow Pirate as he heads down into turn number 1 and 2. CRRacing.com in second, Performance Boat Center Auto Alert in third, where I thought this was going to be a bit more of a race. There's CR Racing, and just into your screen should be Performance Boat Center, and there they are right there. So actually it looks like Performance Boat Center has lost more ground now to CR Racing. In this spec class racing, setup is the most important thing ever. And you're either going to have a great race and run good with your setup, or your setup can be really bad at the beginning and it can come to you at the end, or your setup can be really good in the beginning and fall away from you at the end. That might be what's happening to Performance Boat Center Auto Alert, as they just don't look as quick as they did last time by. There is FJ Propeller, WIA, and Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. Killer B has pulled away from this group. As there is WIA, another Doug Wright hull, Allen Lawn Care Landscaping, another Wright Performance hull, trying to chase down one of two victory hulls of FJ Propeller, who's just out of our screen. At the top of this group is BoatFloater.com, currently in third in SVX. Not sure what happened to the Killdalls. They were right up there with our top two in SVX, between Sunprint and Marker 17 Marine, but have seemed to have fallen off the pace a bit. Great battling here, though, in Super Stock, hoping to see Performance Boat Center and Auto Alert and CR Racing kind of push each other to get up there with Shadow Pirate. Here is Jackhammer and Team Raven. Another great lap by the Jackhammer team, as they're still trying to get this victory hull figured out. This is race number 2 of 3, happening here in Michigan City, Indiana. Beautiful Lake Michigan, beautiful beaches, crystal clear water. Couldn't ask for anything better for offshore powerboat racing. This is the 5th stop of the APBA National Championship. We actually get some time off, talked about it yesterday. Our next race will not be until October, when we go to Fort Myers, Florida, Roar at the Shore. And that will be the 6th and final race of the APBA National Championship. Looking forward to going down there with those guys. Here is Double Edge Motorsports and JRA Boat Sales. JRA Boat Sales actually selling canopied Phantom hulls, similar to what you see there running on your screen. To get more people into racing, you can buy it as a complete package. And they say it's just about 90% ready to race when you get it. You just have to get your props and your setup to make the boat run the way you want it to. And there is Sheriff Lobo, our team all the way from Trinidad. They missed St. Clair with some sort of mechanical issue. Not sure what happened to them, but these guys, always a lot of fun. We really get to enjoy having them around. And of course, coming all the way from Trinidad is awesome within itself. Now, they say Val Fiorillo is driving that boat with Shamil Mohammed on the throttles. I'll have to wait to see if I get confirmation of Val actually driving. There is Jack Hammer. All right, the Super Stock race has ended. Boats are pulling to the inside of the course, so unofficially it should be Shadow Pirate. Second place would be CR Racing. Third and final would be Performance Boat Center Auto Alert. They kind of settled into their grooves and just ran their race. Now, these boats will have to be tech inspected. But of course, Myrick is going to have to get back quickly, as he is up in our next race in Super Cat in the Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's engine. And their 40-foot MTI hull. Looks very similar to their Super Stock entry. As Pro Stock V comes around one more time, Sunprint continues to lead. They've pulled away now from Marker 17 Marine. So at this point, I would consider it Sunprint's race to lose. Marker 17 Marine in second. BoatFloater.com now in a very distant third. But what a run by Killer B. Have to give hats off to the Donadio team one more time. As if my math is correct, they will finish 4th today in Superstock. I do believe best date to finish for that father-daughter team. FJ Propeller in 5th. Got Lauren Leibel and Gary Ballou running the other victory hull here in Superstock racing. There goes Sunprint into the corner. Your leader in SVX. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping back in 6th currently. Not a good day for that Wright Performance team after having a very successful run in Sarasota, Florida. Go to oparacing.org for more information. You can follow the schedule, follow the teams, and keep up with points. And I do believe the Make Offshore Great Again hats will become available on that website soon. Here is third place, bowfloater.com in SVX, and WIA Insurance. So WIA Insurance, I believe, is going to be in 5th place now, with FJ Propeller in 6th. Although WIA, in my view, has turned into the course, not sure what happened there. If they had a mechanical issue, or I just didn't see the checkered flag, which could be quite possible. Fantastic broadcast we've had here for the second race. We've got 2 more races to go. I'd like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor one more time, Performance Boat Center, for supporting us and making this broadcast possible. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com. They have a location at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So thanks to Performance Boat Center. Give a shout out to our broadcast partners real quick. RevX Oil, Grant's Signature Racing, and Offshore Outdrives for supporting us. RevX Oil, premium high-performance oil and fuel additives for gasoline and diesel engines. They also carry a full line of marine products. Grant Signature Racing, custom rigging / refurbishing shop of high-performance pleasure, poker run, center consoles, and race boats. And of course, Offshore Outdrives, with over 25 years of experience, provided customer service for Mercury Racing, and Mercruiser Outdrive products, and have taken care of a lot of race teams here on the course, such as NZ1 Pro Floors, Killer B, and various other teams over the 25 years Offshore Outdrives has been in business. And Offshore Outdrives and Grants are actually located in the same business, in the same building, in Bradenton, Florida. So thanks to all of our broadcast sponsors. And also thank you to Visit Michigan City, LaPorte County. They really take their tourism very seriously here in Michigan City. It's been great to be here with these guys. Rick Wright, Jack Arnett, the mayor, been very, very supportive of this race. And I know they're down in the VIP tents right now watching the fruit of their hard labor come to play. Well, here comes Killer B getting their 4th place now in Super Stock. So we will stay live until the end of this race. Then we will take a break. Now, I know the helicopter is going to have to refuel between this race and the next, so our break here will probably be about a half an hour, but we will update you as we come along to get ready for race number 3. Also have to give a shout out to Access LaPorte County. Mike Dempsey and his entire group have done a fantastic job supporting our event. In fact, Mike has provided us with 2 cameramen to help give better coverage to this race. Thank Mike Dempsey, Andy, Kevin, and his entire group for helping us out. Well, we hope you're having fun up there in Washington Park. I believe all the race boats are off the race course, so we're going to go ahead and go off of the air now. We will be back in roughly about a half an hour with the 3rd race of the day. 2 more to go. 3rd race is going to be Super Cat, and then the 4th and final race will be Class 1 USA V Extreme. Thank you for watching live. I really appreciate the support. We'll see you for race number 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana, in the beautiful Lake Michigan. Right now, we're waiting to start the 3rd race of the day with Super Cat. Of course, we have to thank all of our sponsors with Great Lakes Grand Prix. It was Visit Michigan City, LaPorte, Northern Indiana. The tourism board takes their job very seriously here. They're very involved with the race and with the community and making sure that everything happens smoothly. And Michigan City is a well-known place throughout the United States. Of course, our presenting sponsor for this live stream is Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your boating needs. Visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. And of course, our broadcast partners. Our broadcast partners are RevX Oil, Grant's Signature Racing, and Offshore Outdrive. RevX Oil is a premium high-performance oil and fuel additive for gasoline and diesel engines, including a full marine line. Grant Signature Racing is a custom rigging and refurbishing shop down in Florida for high-performance pleasure, poker run, center consoles, and race boats. And of course, Offshore Outdrives, with 25 years plus experience servicing Mercruiser, Mercury, and Mercury Racing products. They have been able to handle all of their customers' needs, plus they help out a lot of the race boats out here, and one of the race boats you're about to see is going to be NZ1 Pro Floors in the Super Cat class. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We really appreciate it. We hope you're enjoying the race on Facebook and on YouTube as we get ready for our third race. We'll have one more race after this, but this will just be Supercat. Our fourth and final race will be Class 1 USA and V Extreme. Now, we had a question earlier, what is a milling circle? Well, a milling circle is when the boats are down off of a plane. Once these boats are in forward, it's kind of hard to get them out, so they can't shift in and out of gear very easily. So the milling circle, they'll actually mill around their pace boat, usually in the direction they run the course, in this case clockwise. And once the starter on the pace boat is believed to have everybody in that start, they will get them going straight, they'll raise their yellow flag, and they'll get started. All right, well, this is going to be the start of Super Cat. And you can see the rooster tails are up. And I believe we have, it looks like we have a green flag. Nope, we're still pacing right now. No green flag yet. So they're going to hold them until they get them in line. And there are 6 Super Cats in this race this weekend, looking currently at 3 of them. I imagine the other 3 are a little bit wider out of our shot. Super Cat's going to run 10 laps for 55.5 miles. There's the wide shot of all of the Super Cat teams. And we're waiting for the green flag. And we have a green flag. We're starting the Super Cat race here in Michigan City, Indiana. Let's see who jumps out to the early lead. NZ1 Pro Floors were our winners in Michigan City, Indiana. Great L is on the inside. There's MCON, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, AMH, WHM, I'll confuse that a lot, and NZ1 Pro Floors. What a shot running down the beach here in Michigan City. It looks like Performance Boat Center out to the early lead, but look at NZ1 Pro Floors and WHM. They're hooked at the hip, going towards turn number 1. AMH in the middle of that. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's now on the inside of this group, but there's the NZ1 Pro Floors headed into turn number 1. NZ1 Pro Floors is on the outside. They're going to have to maintain that outside lane. There's MCON and Graydall. I didn't see actually, there's Graydall right in the shot. Very crowded going into that first corner. And anybody remembers this race from last year, Cleveland Construction flipped over going through that first corner, but it looks like everybody got through clean. Let's see who came out on the backside. Looks like it's Performance Boat Center and WHM 1 and 2 headed out of turn number 2 back down the straightaway. What a fantastic start for Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. By far the best we've seen yet. As there's NZ1 Pro Floors. They are currently in third. WHM starts to pull away from Performance Boat Center. AMH following this group, headed down the straightaway. 1, 2, 3, and 4 separated by about a rooster tail length. NZ1 Pro Floors starting to make a move on the outside. Looks like they're going to get around Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's for second place, but not by much. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's is going to control that line going into turn number 3 and 4. There is MCON. This is their brand new 438 skater. After their 40 flipped over last weekend in St. Clair, Michigan, they had to go with their new boat. They've spent a lot of time trying to get this boat dialed in, but just haven't done it yet. Let's go down and watch the battle between turn 3 and 4. The battle between WHM, Performance Boat Center, and Jimmy John's. NZ1 Pro Floors were on the outside. From my vantage point, WHM is still in the lead, and in the lead by a lot. NZ1 Pro Floors had gotten around Performance Boat Center. There is WHM, NZ1 Pro Floors, and now it looks like AMH is up in this mix. Where is Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's? Yep, there they are, in the middle of this group. Now MCON is actually getting up with them. Ooh, tight turn by Tyson in MCON. These Super Cats will actually push themselves out wide or push their competitors out wide to try and scrub speed. And if you're smart, you'll be able to get up to the inside. WHM is in the lead, though. It looks like NZ1 Pro Floors giving chase. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's back in third. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's was having to contest with the AMH boat through that corner. But look at WHM. I do believe this is the first time Billy Moff and Jay Muller have led all season long as they struggled through the first 3 rounds of the series. Got second place last weekend at St. Clair, Michigan. And NZ1 Pro Floors took the win. What a race by these two. There's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. They are currently in third. AMH just outside of them. MCON starting to catch up to this group. What a great run for the MTI, though. There's AMH. WHM goes into the corner. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. AMH come into the corner right behind them. Pro Floors goes out a little bit wider. Grant Wayne stay in clean water. Billy and Jay run their normal tight pin-to-pin turn. They never leave room to the inside. What a turn by Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. Myrick and Johnny trying to run tight to make up as much ground as they can, but it's great to see that MTI running this good this weekend. Probably the best I've seen this boat run yet. So all the work they're doing is finally starting to pay off. WHM starts to pull out from this second place boat, NZ1 Pro Floors. They are currently your point leader in Super Cat. And this being the 5th out of 6 race, they have to start thinking about points and championships, but in this shot here, you can kind of see the gap between all three of them. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John solidly in 3rd place behind NZ1 Pro Floors and WHM. AMH falling back behind them just a little bit as MCON comes around behind them. Let's see what happens going into the corner here with WHM and Pro Floors. WHM was out to a pretty good lead as we look at MCON and AMH. A little bit of a wider shot here. WHM continues to lead going into the corner. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John in 3rd. WHM continues to lead. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John in 3rd. That's AMH in 4th. Billy wide on the exit, trying to carry a lot of speed through the corner. And a lot of teams trying to dive to the inside. A little bit of crisscross there behind all three of these. Everybody looking for their wharf for their line. But it looks like NZ1 Pro Floors was able to make up just a little bit of ground. A tight battle here, really no separation, as this will complete lap number 2 of 10 for Super Cat. WHM looking good, though, as he comes across the finish line. Billy Moff giving a big donation to the Michigan City Zoo in the amount of $20,000 for their lion exhibit. Have to thank Billy Moff for that. But here are 1 and 2 in Super Cat, WHM and NZ1 Pro Floors. WHM looks great. He's had success at this race site. That's what everybody talked about as we came in here. But what a run by Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. There's 1, 2, WHM and NZ1. Watch, Billy's going to run tight right down to the pin. He's not going to leave any room for NZ1 Pro Floors. They're going to have to hop over the wake. And there they go. You can see that big hiccup right there. That's them getting up over the wake of WHM. There's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, followed by AMH. Here is Gradall. Gradall has Chris Grant and Billy Moore on board, and they're looking much better every race as they try and get that MTI hull figured out. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's continues in 3rd place. WHM has actually pulled away a little bit from these two boats, but it looks like Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's is starting to close the gap just a little bit. That's 1, 2 there on your screen now, and you can see that boat just behind them is the MTI hull of Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. WHM continues to lead. Pro Floors currently in 2nd, and Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in 3rd, AMH in 4th, MCON in 5th, Gradall in 6th. MCON looks good as we head down into turn number 3 and 4. There is MCON. They're new to them boat. Great running boat. It looks good out here in Michigan City. Let's get down to turns 3 and 4. WHM continues to lead. And you should see WHM come into your screenshot momentarily here. WHM is in the lead. NZ1 Pro Floors in 2nd. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in 3rd. AMH comes in right behind them. Those are your top 4 boats as WHM exits the corner. He ran a little bit tighter that time to the corner as he turns to head back towards turn number 1. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John has to go to the outside. So AMH is going to try and look up the inside to see what kind of line they can find. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's third, NZ1 Pro Floors in second, WHM continues to lead. NZ1 Pro Floors jumps over the wake of WHM as they try and chase down WHM for first place. These boats have kind of settled in, I think, into a little bit of a rhythm. This should complete lap 5. So just about the halfway point of this Super Cat race. But here is your leader, WHM, looking great. Billy and Jay have finally got that skater hull dialed into where they want it. Lots of experience in that cockpit. And the boat looks really good. There's NZ1 Pro Floors just coming into your screen any minute now. They should be currently in second. There they are. And then there's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John should enter the screen any minute now. Yep, there's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's currently in third. AMH in fourth. So Billy runs to the pin. NZ1 Pro Floors tries to find their line. Myrick and Johnny are able to turn it in much tighter in the corners. As they exit the turn, WHM continues to lead. There's AMH exiting the turn. And here is Gradle. Boat number 54 looking good every time by. On the back straightaway, though, WHM is your leader. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. And Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in third. There's boat number 21 currently in third. Boat is looking better and better every single week in the Super Cat class. And there's WHM, or NZ1 Pro Floors and Performance Boat Center. Those are your top 3. You can see the distances between the 2 of them. As they head into turn number 3 and 4. WHM continues to lead. You're looking at the back of WHM there. Now we can't even see NZ1 Pro Floors in our shot. So they've been able to pull away just a little bit. They set it into the corner, they turn. Billy Moth known for running it tight to the pin. This is a right-hand course, so the buoys are going to be closest to him. So he's obviously going to get in there as tight as he can. Where is NZ1 Pro Floors? They are currently in second. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in third. Here is MCon currently in fifth, trying to trace down AMH. Here is WHM. There's NZ1 Pro Floors, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. Top 1, 2, 3 in Super Cat. There is AMH. I think the gap between AMH and Performance Boat Center has tightened up just a little bit. Anthony and Aaron try to run to the inside, running that shorter course, scrubbing off a little bit more speed. Top end speed is where Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's feels the best. Acceleration is they don't exactly have the acceleration they'd like, so they're continuing to work on that. WHM continues to lead. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. Not much has changed since last time by. This should complete lap 6 of 10. This is the third race of the day. This live stream is presented by Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, go to performanceboatcenter.com to serve all of your boating needs. And you're watching their boat having a great run today here in third place. The Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's MTI, brand new boat to this team this year, and they're finally starting to get it figured out and get it to run the way they want. WHM continues to lead in the corner. NZ1 Pro Floors in second. There's Performance Boat Center. Thought AMH was going to be able to close that gap up just a little bit, but they were unable to do so. We are past the halfway point of this race now, with Billy and Jay still looking perfect. There's first and third, with WHM and Performance Boat Center. NZ1 Pro Floors is NZ11 is separating these 2 boats. Performance Boat Center doesn't look like they're making up a whole bunch of ground on the 2 leaders, but they are in a stable third place. with AMH in the lower left-hand side of your screen giving chase to these top 3 boats. There's the distance between WHM and Pro Floors. These boats are not bracketed or limited to any speed. They can run as fast as they need to, but they will be will have a tech inspection post-race to make sure they fall within the class limits. WHM continues to lead over NZ11 Pro Floors Performance Boat Center. Jimmy John's in 3rd. This is the 3rd of 4 races. Our 4th race coming up at just probably about 3:30, 3:45, and that will be Class 1 USA and V Extreme. Class 1 USA has Miss Geico, Victory, and 222 Offshore. V Extreme will have Knucklehead Instigator and Tuggit. Well, now to me, it looks like Pro Floors maybe made up a little bit of ground there going into that corner. They haven't been quite up in that rooster tail yet of WHM, but they're going to try and turn maybe to the inside. No, they stay on that same line. So maybe they feel like they have some good top speed, but they're just trying to mirror what Billy and Jay are doing. Billy and Jay will run a defensive race and try and block off, but NZ1 Pro Floors dives down to the inside. This might be a battle here for first place in Super Cat. As they come across the finish line, this will complete lap number 8, if I can count, but it's always questionable at best. WHM in the lead, but NZ1 Pro Floors really made up a lot of ground through that corner and is now within a rooster tail length behind WHM. But WHM will not leave the door open for these two boats, for Pro Floors by any means. He will run right to the pin and shut them down. So that means Grant and Wayne will have to hop over the wake of WHM. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's is in 3rd. Now see Pro Floors is losing some ground. So we've seen this multiple times this year where one boat likes to turn specifically more than the other. There's WHM. See, he runs right to that pin. Grant and Wayne try and stick it to the inside, but they just can't do it over that wake. But they are within striking distance, I think, of WHM. I wonder if Performance Boat Centers is finally getting their, not Performance Boat Center, I'm sorry, Pro Floors is finally getting on their setup and starting to run. There you can see the distance between 1 and 2 as they exit turn number 2 and head back toward turn number 3 and 4. Fantastic racing here in Super Cat as you're watching the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix. This live stream, of course, presented by Performance Boat Center. 2 locations to serve you. Performance Boat Center teams has everything you need. Go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information. There's WHM in the lead. There's your 3rd place boat right now, comfortably in 3rd place. AMH is not catching them, so it could potentially be a podium finish for the MTI hull of Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. WHM continues to lead heading into turn number 3 and 4. This could be the final lap of this race, but it could come down to the wire between NZ1 and NZ11 Pro Floors and WHM. Called them NZ1 for years, so it's just kind of stuck. I think Wayne and Grant are driving it into that corner a lot harder. Go up, they try and square it up. They wanted to go for the pin, misjudged just a little bit, so they had to counter steer just a bit to get to where they knew they could get around the pin. They probably lost it a little bit in the rooster tail there of WHM. They'll trim the drives up, get the acceleration, and get these 750 horsepower naturally aspirated engines to go. There's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in 3rd, AMH in 4th. Pro Floors has been making up grounds through turn 3 and 4 within a rooster tail length behind WHM. WHM will close the door here then on them quickly, entering turns 1 and 2. Great run for these 2 boats today. Good to see WHM back in the lead. Everybody talked about coming to this race and saying, you know, Billy does very well here, and Billy and Jay are known for being able to charge at the end of the season to to try and take over the points lead. I don't know where they stand in points, so can't really do the math that easily. Now see, Pro Floors loses all that ground they make up through turns 3 and 4. If this is the last lap, they're going to have to do everything they can. This is the turn I think that's getting them. See, they're starting inside, and then they're going to turn out, then they're going to have to jump to the outside of Billy's wake. They do it again. As Performance Boat Center, Jimmy John's is watching this happen in front of them. AMH is looking out their window and seeing this go on. The MTI and skater of Jimmy John's, Performance Boat Center, and AMH, I know want to be up there with this group. See, now it's about 2 rooster tail lengths between your leaders WHM and Pro Floors. MCON still currently running in 5th. Boat looks good though for not, I mean they have tons of test time on it, but not a lot of race time. There's WHM, your leaders. And see how far they have pulled away from NZ1, or NZ11 rather, Pro Floors. I don't think Pro Floors is going to be able to make up that much ground going into the corner. But it's been a fantastic race for our top 3 boats. Could WHM take its first victory of the year in a race site that's always treated him very well and he's always done very well at? NZ11 Pro Floors, our points leader, trying to chase him down. As we watch WHM, or we try to get back to WHM going through the corner. Let's see if NZ11 Pro Floors can make up some ground here. They've been able to catch him in this turn. They drive a little bit harder into the corner, maybe running just a little bit wider. Not close enough this time to make it work. There's WHM. They're getting ready to exit the corner. See, look at the acceleration of Pro Floors right there. They can get up within that rooster tail of WHM. WHM ran really tight. Their crew telling them that Pro Floors was trying to look up the inside. Pro Floors couldn't make it work that time. There's our 3rd place boat, Performance Boat Center, Jimmy John's. They are currently in 3rd, watching all this go down in front of them. What a run for that MTI, for that Performance Boat Center team. There is AMH. This has been a good top 4 battle here between all of these Super Cats, but it's been the WHM show today. And let's see if we get the checkered flag. This might be it for the Super Cats. Unofficially, officially, unofficially lap counts. They've worked well for us so far. Nope, no checkered flag, so we're going to continue racing. NZ1 Pro Floors is still within striking distance, but this is where they're losing their ground, coming up this straightaway towards turns number 1 and 2. They get within a rooster tail length of WHM coming out of that corner, but then I think WHM may have a little bit longer of a setup, meaning they're getting more top speed. NZ1 Pro Floors may have better acceleration exiting the corner or midway through the corner at the apex. And with having a 3-pin turn here, you've got a good apex because you've almost got like a little triangular turn running around with those 3 buoys. Performance Boat Center, Jimmy John's in 3rd, AMH in 4th. MCON in 5th, Grade L in 6th. Good run by the Grade L team, though, as they're getting better and better every race. So WHM continues to lead over NZ11 Pro Floors, and we've seen this time and time again exiting this turn, where I think NZ1 Pro Floors just can't go as tight as they want to, and they've got to hop up over the wake of WHM, causing them to lose some ground. But as they head into turn 3 and 4, you'll see them tighten it up a little bit and get within that rooster tail length behind WHM. Good shot there of the distance between 1 and 2 in Super Cat. These 2 boats have actually pulled away quite a bit from Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, who actually has pulled away from AMH. So the gap's growing between our top 4. Great run for the Grade L team, though. As I said, they're getting better and better every race. WHM and Pro Floors 1 and 2 in Super Cat. WHM continues to lead going into the corner. There's WHM. NZ11 in 2nd. Pro Floors just not within the same striking distance they were last time by. Now, if they can find that acceleration through the corners like they've had, they can close that gap just a little bit. But see, they just weren't there. They were about 2 rooster tail lengths behind. And And WHM ran that line just about in the middle of that corner. He didn't go out wide, but he didn't stay in tight. So Pro Floors had to just kind of stay right where they were. And Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's coming out in third. Will this be the checkered flag this time by? Have to be pretty close. I felt like my lap counts were kind of right. Kind of okay good, I guess. Officially, unofficially, officially. There is WHM, your leader in Supercat. Pro Floors in second. Jimmy John's Performance Boat Center in third. No checkered flag yet, so it'll be coming down to the wire. I think NZ11 Pro Floors are trying everything they can to close that gap. 2 laps left per race control. 2 laps left in this race. So that just tells me I really can't count at all. And that's okay. WHM goes to into turn 1. And there's NZ11 Pro Floors. Again, trying to look up the inside, but just can't get in there and not within striking distance. There's Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. They currently run in third and have pulled away from AMH. So top 1, 2, and 3 getting somewhat comfortable here. As you see AMH enter your screenshot there as Performance Boat Center gets to just about exit the corner. Here is MCON currently running in 5th. Remember, this is a brand new boat to this team. They've had to do a lot of work to get this boat where they want it, and they're still not quite happy with it. They know it has the speed. It's just, I think, some of the handling characteristics and some of the vision that they want to get better at, but the boat looks good so far. Back straightaway, there's the gap between 1 and 2 in Supercat. 2 laps remain in this race. Can Pro Floors get it done? The Supercat class is the most competitive class out there. And if you talk to these guys, it's one of the hardest classes. Johnny Tomlinson, who throttles the Performance Boat Center Jimmy John entry, says he has more fun running this group than he's had in a long time just because of how close these boats can run together. Now, of course, they're in their brand new MTI, which they've been working furiously on to try and get it to where they want it. He says he's comfortable with the top speed, maybe a little bit of work on acceleration, and they'll feel better. Back up to turns 3 and 4. There's WHM and Pro Floors. 2 rooster tail lengths separate these 2 boats. Billy and Jay run right in the middle of that corner. They've got that corner figured out to where they cannot allow Pro Floors to look to the inside. So Pro Floors has to follow them around. And now you can see Pro Floors tries to look up the inside, but not within striking distance. There's third place, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's. All 3 of these boats have figured this middle line exiting that turn is the way to go. But Grant and Wayne are giving it a run best as they can here in Michigan City, Indiana. You're watching the 11th annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, live from Michigan City, Indiana on beautiful Lake Michigan. We'd like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, 1 in South Florida and 1 at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, the team at Performance Boat Center can handle all of your needs. Go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information. Good run for the Performance Boat Center team, sitting in a solid 3rd place. Podium finish today would be a big boost for this team. WHM and Pro Floors 1-2, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's in 3rd. This is their last lap. If Grant and Wayne are going to do anything, they're going to have to do it now, and they're going to have to do it quick. There may be some championship thought here to how they're running this boat because they knew where they were in points. Now, I know neither one of them are going to settle for a 2nd place. They're going to do everything they can to go for the win. However, they are thinking championship run. There's Anthony Smith and Aaron Hope and AMH. Beautiful orange hull skater that Anthony Smith has done a lot of work to over the winter with Kenny to try and get that boat to run good. And they've had outstanding results this year. Actually took the win at Lake of the Ozarks. It was their first win together as a team. And the only repeat winners of the 2019 APBA National Series is NZ1 Pro Floors. They won in Cocoa Beach and then last weekend in St. Clair. This will be the first win for WHM if they can hold it through this last turn. Unfortunately, I don't think Pro Floors is going to have it. They're going to have to get back there in second, maybe drive a little bit harder into this corner, but like we saw in Sarasota with Geico and Victory, you drive it in too hard to the corner, you could have some sort of an issue and possibly rolling. A little bit of a hop there by Pro Floors. Maybe trimming it up, trying to get the speed out of it. And they set the boat down into the corner. 3-pin corner, so they have the apex right in the middle. That's where Pro Floors, I think, has been the fastest all day, is midway through that corner. Of course, Pro Floors did break a prop blade last weekend and almost sheared their number 6 drive and transom assembly off the boat. Only 2 studs holding it on. So there's WHM, there are Pro Floors. This is the last lap of the race, should be checkered flag this time by. Pro Floors did close that gap just a little bit, just not enough to get WHM as we look at Gradall, currently running 6th in the bottom left. There is Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, currently in 3rd. So I think this is how they're going to finish across the start-finish line. WHM, great run today for Jay and Billy. This is the WHM we're used to seeing. And this could be the confidence booster they need in order to get into this championship hunt. Yep, and that is the checkered flag. So WHM takes the unofficial win in Supercat, NZ11 Pro Floors in 2nd, and boat number 21, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, will come across the line in 3rd. Boats will have to pass tech inspection before official results are released. So AMH should come across the line in 4th, I'm sorry. MCON come across the line in 5th, and Gradall will come across the line in 6th. Good run, Performance Boat Center Jimmy John's, I think. A podium finish is building their confidence and getting this boat better and better every single week. But Billy Moff and Jay Muller known for what they're doing as they start to challenge, or start to find their setup rather, and win here in Michigan City, Indiana. So I stand here with the president of OPA. I don't know if he's standing next to me because he wants to say something good or bad, but we'll let him talk into this little microphone. I'll unclip it from my shirt and just put it up to him and see what he has to say. His son was just out there running an AMH and will also come out later in the V Extreme category. Smitty, your first time here in Michigan City, what do you think?
Yeah, Mikey, his first time up here. I'm looking out at the water. It kind of looks like the Gulf of Mexico, not a lake in Michigan. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. We've been well received by the people in the area. I mean, obviously, offshore racing's been here for 10, 11 years, so they're well educated as far as the sport goes. The block party last night was like unbelievable with the turnout, you know. So it's a great place. Looking forward to the future here and a lot more racing.
You went out and ran earlier today, and your purple and yellow Was Up Fountain took the win in class number 3. To describe the race out there, it was flat, just like it was yesterday.
Well, it looks that way, but when we were running, there must have been a lot of the boat traffic moving around on the outside. And we were in the air quite a bit running down that backside stretch. Really couldn't get the speed that I thought we could. But we had a good battle with Louie and the guys from Team Woody that purchased that silver fountain. We were just kind of hanging with them for a little while, you know, letting them get used to their boat. I think they might have broke a drive or something like that. But, you know, good for them. You know, they'll be in Fort Myers ready to go, I'm sure.
Been great so far, 5th race of the APBA series. Everything's gone the way you want it to. What about the 6th race in Fort Myers?
Yeah, I mean, that's another brand new site. You know, we haven't raced there in a long time. The promoters down there, Tim and Mike from Lake of the Ozarks, Mike Shepard, have been working really hard to put that together. And are looking forward to it. We've got a little break. That's not till October. Everybody can take a rest and clean their stuff up and get ready for another big one.
So you're just going to go home and work on boats at the marina, right?
Yeah, I think they burned the place down. I don't know. I haven't been there in quite some time.
Probably some riots back there, I would think, at this point. But it's been a great run of the season, and this is the 5th race. Well, Smitty, we thank you for everything. Obviously, P1, Azam and his entire staff, D and the entire OPA staff. It's just been great so far, and it's getting better and better every single race. I think we're tweaking it and getting it where we need to be.
Yeah, as this thing all started, I kind of had the jitters going into the first couple of races because you don't want to make any mistakes. You know, you finally have all the teams racing together, you have a big turnout, and you just don't want to, you know, upset anybody or, you know, just have a problem. And it's been pretty slick so far. You know, it's been good.
Yeah, and the schedule, you said this morning in the drivers' meeting, hopefully the 2020 schedule will be out within a couple of weeks, if nothing else, no later than Fort Myers. So as we go into 2020, teams can make their plans.
Yeah, the 2020 schedule is pretty simple. Look at the one from this year. We're just going to do the same 6. We will have some divisionals in between, Ocean City, Maryland, Lake Appoquinong, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, for the teams that can't do all the travel. But the schedule is basically the same. We're going to stick with it.
Awesome. Well, Smitty, we thank you for the time. So we've wrapped up race number 3 here in Michigan City, Indiana. That was the Super Cat race. WHM taking unofficially first place. NZ11 Pro Floors in second. Performance Boat Center Jimmy John in third. We would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center, for supporting our event and our broadcast of this race with 2 locations to serve you, one in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and one in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They can service all of your boating needs. Go to performanceboatcenter.com. Our broadcast partners, of course, Grant Signature Racing, RevX Oil, and Offshore Outdrives for supporting this. And obviously Grant was out there racing with NZ11 Pro Floors earlier, and Offshore Outdrives actually maintains the outdrives on that particular boat. So thank you to all 3 of those companies for supporting it. All right, so as we wrap up race number 3, we're going to go off the air for a little while. Turn on some of that great music you've been listening to, get a drink of water, take a break, and we're going to come back. It's going to be a real quick turnaround as we don't have to fuel the helicopter. So as soon as the pace boats get in, they're going to bring the Class 1 and V Extreme right back out. You've been watching live coverage of the 11th Annual Great Lakes Grand Prix. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 11th Annual Great Lakes Grand Prix, coming to you live from Michigan City, Indiana. Beautiful Lake Michigan, beautiful Michigan City. Can't ask for a better day of racing. The sun is starting to set to the west here, and we're going to get ready to go racing one more time. And have to thank everybody that's been able to make this broadcast possible. Obviously, Michigan City and LaPorte Visitor Bureau and Tourism Board, they have been fantastic to deal with all weekend. And our sponsors for this live stream, Performance Boat Center, 2 locations to serve you, one in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and one in South Florida. They can handle all of your boating needs. Please visit performanceboatcenter.com for more information. Performance Boat Center had a good run last time by. Our broadcast partners, real quick, RevX Oil, Grant Signature Racing, and Offshore Outdrives. Thank you very much for your support. All right, we're going to go racing here in Class 1. 2 starts here. Class 1 USA in the first start, V Extreme in the second start. Class 1 USA has 222 Offshore, Miss Geico, Lucas Oil, and Victory. And then V Extreme has 2 boats with Knucklehead Instigator and Tuggit. Here we go. Waiting for the green flag for the 4 boats in Class 1 USA. And I think we have a green flag. We're going to go racing here one more time in Michigan City, Indiana. Class 1 USA, 222 Offshore, Miss Geico, Victory, and Lucas Oil. Looks like the Victory hull out to the early lead. 222 on the inside, Miss Geico on the outside. Lucas Oil probably just on the outside of our screen. Should come in any minute. Victory out to the early lead over 222. Looks like Miss Geico now trying to make a move on the inside. Split between Victory and 222. Miss Geico narrowly taking second place. Lucas Oil just outside of our screenshot. And it'll come into the view just any minute. Now it looks like 222 is pulling back up to second place. They do just that. 222 drove it really hard into that corner. Victory on the outside. There's 222 on the inside. Miss Geico, rather, was in the middle of all that. And Miss Geico had to slow a lot, maybe got pinched there, and fell way off the pace. Back to this group here now. This is V Extreme. Tuggit out to the early lead. Knucklehead Instigator in second. Britt Lilly, Kevin Smith took the win earlier today in Pro Stock V. Now getting it done in the big boat. Knucklehead Instigator going to have the inside, while Tuggit is on the outside. Knucklehead Instigator, Ed and Anthony Smith. No relation there between those two. Back to the back straightaway, though. It's a battle between 222 Offshore and Victory, side by side, headed down towards turn number 3 and 4. What a run by 222. Victory took the win last weekend in St. Clair, Michigan. But now it's 222 getting it done. They had the pole position. They told me they felt very comfortable with that, and it seems to be paying off as now they have gotten by Victory. Lower left-hand side of your screen is the V Extreme battle. Still side by side between Knucklehead Instigator and Tuggett. What a race here. Now, Instigator takes a bit of a lead. Now we'll go back to the turn. Turns 3 and 4. Look at Triple Two. They have simply pulled away from the Victory team. Rooster Tail plus length lead for Triple Two Offshore. They go through the corner, set the boat nicely. All of these boats running the Mercury 1100 engine package. Designed and built by Mercury Racing for this class. All factory supported boats, Mercury on site, supporting these teams every race. Triple Two from Australia, Victory from Dubai, and obviously Miss Geico from the US. Now this is a backup boat to Miss Geico. Anyone that watched our broadcast last weekend knows that Miss Geico flipped in Sarasota, doing a lot of damage to the boat. They leased this boat from the Zabo team. They wrapped it in green, and now they're racing it. Miles Jennings driving, Steve Curtis on throttles. Triple Two Offshore, though, in the lead. Big lead now for this team over Victory and Miss Geico. Miss Geico looks like now they're making a run towards Victory in third place. Where the battle now could be for second between Miss Geico and Victory. Steve and Miles felt very good about this boat. Felt they were getting much more comfortable with it. Darren Nicholson is the driver for Triple Two. Giovanni Carpatelli is the throttleman from Italy. Darren from Australia. Triple Two Offshore leading through the corner. Got a big lead now as Victory and Miss Geico go to do battle for second. Miss Geico got up next to Victory. Just doesn't look like they can set it in the corner as well. Victory able to pull away just a bit, about a rooster tail length. As here is Triple Two Offshore leading in Class 1 USA. Coming just in front of our broadcast booth is V Extreme. Knucklehead Instigator leading over Tuggett. Now they've got a bit more of a gap now for Knucklehead Instigator after a great start by the Tuggett team. Tuggett still trying to get this boat set in and dialed in. Triple Two has simply pulled away on the back straightaway from Miss Geico. Look at that lead for Triple Two as they head into turn 3 and 4. Super Cat, or Class 1 USA rather, running 12 laps for 66 miles. The Extreme is running 9 laps for 49.5 miles. Triple Two leads going into the corner. Here's the battle in V Extreme. Knucklehead Instigator over Tuggett. Tuggett, good run for them, although they've lost some ground on this lap. As Class 1 USA comes by, it will complete lap 1 of 12. For all of our listeners, I will try and do a better job counting laps. Everybody thinks it's easy. The battle, though, here is down in turn 3 and 4 between Miss Geico and Victory. Look at that. Miss Geico has gotten around Victory just on the outside. A little bit more speed for Miles and Steve. Let's see if Salim and Elise have what it takes to get back on the inside of Geico. It looks like they did, but Triple Two has just checked out. As in your lower left, we watch the battle in V Extreme. Triple Two Offshore Australia looking good. They had the pole position, and they were able to take advantage of it. They won in Sarasota after Miss Geico and Victory flipped in the last turn. But here it is, Miss Geico and Victory team side by side, both Victory hulls. In fact, all 3 of these boats Victory hulls, powered by the Mercury 1100 package. Stick with this battle here, though. What a race. The Extreme running back down towards turn number 3 and turn number 4. Instigator pulled out a little bit from Tuggett. There's Triple Two Offshore going into turn number 1. Victory and Miss Geico should come in our shot any minute. There they are. Victory ekes out over, Miss Geico eked out over Victory just a little bit. Looks like Victory's going to drive it right down into that corner, and they do. Can they make it stick? Oh, they did. What a turn. They were able to hold that inside line, but look how much speed they lost. Miss Geico able to accelerate a little bit more. Half a rooster tail length separates 2 and 3 in Class 1 USA. Now back to V Extreme. Knucklehead Instigator continues to lead in V Extreme over Tuggett. And there is 222 Offshore. Just checked out to the early lead. Lucas Oil looking good, running by our viewing area. There is Lucas Oil currently running in 4th in Class 1 USA. Beautiful monohull, the only monohull in this class, powered by Mercury Racing engines. Looks good for Nigel and Jay today. As they head through the corner, very different turning style, and I know the Lucas Oil boat would want it to be a little bit rougher because it runs better in the chop. You're watching live coverage of the Great Lakes Grand Prix. Our presenting sponsor is Performance Boat Center, with 2 locations to serve you, one in South Florida and one at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. They can take care of all of your boating needs. Go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information. And Performance Boat Center team walking away with a 3rd place in Superstock and a 3rd place in Super Cat. 2 very respectable finishes for those teams. Here is 222 Offshore. Look at Miss Geico. Miss Geico has pulled away from the Victory team now. Victory team way off the pace behind Miss Geico. 222 way out in front. Miss Geico in 2nd. And Victory in 3rd. What a race by Miss Geico. Miles and Steve doing a great job. But Giovanni and Darren doing awesome in 222. This is the best they've looked all season. And actually, Miss Geico has done some tweaking on this boat. It's raced out of the Miss Geico shop down in West Palm Beach, Florida. And whatever Miss Geico's done, they've done a fantastic job for 222. Little hop there as they come by our broadcast booth, headed to turn number 1. Bottom left, V Extreme. Knucklehead Instigator leading over Tuggett. Tuggett not losing ground, though. So maybe if they lighten the boat up a little bit towards the end of this race, maybe they can make a run for the lead here in V Extreme. Bottom left is 222 going into the corner. You'll see Miss Geico come into the shot any minute now. This should have completed lap number 4, or began lap number 4, I apologize. Began lap number 4 in Class 1 USA. There is 222 Offshore. They are your leaders in Class 1 USA. Miss Geico now firmly into 2nd place. Victory back to 3rd. Let's see if Miss Geico can now run down 222. They ran down Victory. They were nowhere near them just a couple of laps ago. Let's see if they can do it with 222 Offshore. Fantastic racing here in all of our classes in Michigan City, Indiana, and I know that this has been the highest. I think this has been the highest boat count we've ever seen here in Michigan City this weekend. Great showing for the fans here. As we had racing yesterday, racing today, we've had the Aquacross, had great times here in Michigan City, Indiana, and that block party was simply amazing last night. Now, I think this boat might be on a mission. Miss Geico is really fast, maybe the fastest boat on the course. And Victory had a huge lead, but 222 had a pretty big lead last time by, but I think Geico's kind of cutting down on it just a little bit. And as 222 gets ready to head into the corner, let's see how it looks next time by in Class 1 USA. The Extreme, Knucklehead Instigator, your leader. LSB Tuggett is in 2nd. And it looks like Tuggett was able to close a little bit of gap. There's Lucas Oil. They headed into the corner. There's the V Extreme battle. And here's 222 Offshore leading. Whoop, a little bit of a correction there. Don't know if they hit a boat weight, but they actually turned up a little bit straighter. That will cost them a little bit of speed. And let's see if that allows Miss Geico to close up. But I think Miss Geico is catching 222. And this should be starting lap number 5 for Class 1 USA. Lucas Oil on the bottom left of your screen. Obviously, they want it to be a little bit rougher than what it is out here today. But Nigel and Jay are always very consistent, always there at the end. A great running boat, a great team, bring a lot to the sport. And in fact, you can go to class1viewer.com and watch live onboard digital footage of these boats running. Let's see if we can put it in that lower left corner so you can get a preview of what it looks like. Class1viewer.com. And there it is. Kind of a distorted view. We're still working this out, this technology, but you can kind of get an idea of what they're doing. We're tracking the speed of these boats, and we have the pins. There's a better view of it. And you can see 222 Offshore setting into turns 1 and 2 just about 90 miles an hour. as we go back to live racing action. Knucklehead Instigator continues to lead. I think Tuggett's closed up the gap here a little bit between 1 and 2. 222 exits turn 1 and 2, continues to lead. Let's see what the gap looks like with Miss Geico. If Miss Geico is making up ground, he may be able to catch them. And it looks like they've lost a little bit now, though, out of my view vantage point. 222 offshore running down this race course, leading in Class 1 USA. Would like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center. 2 great locations to serve you, one in South Florida, one in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. They can handle all of your boating needs. Dealers for brands such as Wright Performance, Sunsation, MTI. I believe it's Prince Pontoons, but I'm not 100% sure. I apologize. You can go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information for paint, rigging, service, and sales. Very respectable finishes for both of those teams today. For both of their teams, rather, in Super Stock and Super Cat. This is the 5th of 6 races for the APBA National Championship. A combination between OPA and P1. Have to give a shout out to Speed on the Water magazine, official coverage for this 6-race APBA National Championship Series. So here is 222 offshore. They are continuing to lead in Class 1 USA. They're getting around lap traffic of Knucklehead Instigator and Tuggett. 222 looks just perfect. And look at the speed difference between the V-bottom with the 1100s and the V-bottom with 750 horsepower aside. Good run today. Now looks like Miss Geico, who I thought were going to be able to catch 222, has now kind of fallen off the pace just a little bit. There's 222 into the corner. Those are the 2 V-bottoms. Knucklehead Instigator and Tuggett. And that is Miss Geico giving chase. I don't see Victory. Oh, they're just coming by our broadcast booth now. So unfortunately, Victory right now is about a half a lap down. There is Tuggett trying to chase down Knucklehead Instigator for that V Extreme win. Knucklehead Instigator in his hometown race in St. Clair, Michigan last weekend had a mechanical failure. Handing the win over to Tuggett. Miss Geico taking a little bit of a flyer. There goes Victory now setting it into the turn. Miss Geico currently running in second. I thought they were catching Victory, or 222 rather, but they're unable to do so at this time. Performance Boat Center dealer for Cigarette, MTI, Princecraft, Sunsation, and Wright Performance. And they also have a full line of used boats, Princess yachts, and I believe they just picked up Tierra yachts as well. So a fantastic dealership out at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and South Florida. So there is Victory. Currently they are running third in Class 1 USA. 222 leads. Miss Geico in second. Victory, and then Lucas Oil. It's been a great day of racing here in Michigan City, Indiana. A beautiful town, beautiful water, beautiful beach, just a great place to come. I, in fact, said I would come up here and take a vacation if I could, just because of how nice and clean everything is. And you drive around this town, especially where we're broadcasting from, and it looks like you're in a beach town, little beach condominiums and such not. We should be on about the 8th lap of this race. Unofficially, officially. And I'm sorry that I disappoint everybody out there with lap counts. But it is what it is. 222 continues to lead. in Class 1 USA. Victory in second. The Extreme is Knucklehead Instigator and Tugget. But I'm looking at it, looks like Tugget may be closing up a little bit on Knucklehead Instigator. Oh, some boat off of the course it looked like. Not sure who it was. There's Miss Geico and there's Triple Two. Well, it looks like everybody is still running that I can see. The only boat I don't see right now might be Lucas Oil. Did Lucas Oil go in? We'll have to wait to see if they come by. Here is Triple Two. They are your leaders in Class 1 USA. Team based out of Australia and Italy. Driver Darren Nicholson from Australia, Giovanni Carpatelli from Italy. Victory just about a half a lap down, as Miss Geico still trying to chase down Triple Two. Victory just not looking like themselves today here in Michigan City, Indiana. A team that puts a lot of effort into testing and running. So we did get confirmation from race control that Lucas Oil is out of the race with a mechanical issue. Don't know what the mechanical issue at this point. Tough day for Nigel and Jay. You can still go to class1viewer.com to be able to watch live GPS tracking of these boats and see speeds. So 3 boats remain in Class 1 USA. Triple Two Offshore, Miss Geico, and Victory. Victory just way off the pace here, though, as Triple Two has checked out. They had the pole position, got into the early lead after it was a 3-wide battle going into the turn, and simply have just pulled away from the rest of the group. F77 just confirmed via radio that they are out. So here is Victory, currently running third in Class 1 USA. Miss Geico in second, Victory in third. Our fourth boat, Lucas Oil, out with a mechanical issue. Tugget still giving chase, though, to Knucklehead Instigator, the 2 V-bottoms and V-Extreme. Knucklehead Instigator was actually the former boat Instigator, which most of these Michigan City fans would recognize, formerly owned by Peter Meyer and Julie Meyer out of New York. Ed Smith bought the boat over the winter, redid some graphics on it, and came back out, and it's racing again. Anthony Smith, who raced with AMH earlier today in our previous race, out there throttling Knucklehead Instigator. In Class 1 USA, Triple Two is leading. Triple Two Offshore Australia is leading. Miss Geico in second and Victory in third. I thought Victory was going to be able to give chase to Triple Two Offshore, but they've kind of just settled back into this second place spot. I don't think they've settled. I think they've just got the boat running as good as it can. You saw a little bit of, I think, the graphics peeling off of Miss Geico as it went by. That boat is a wrap, still red underneath from Zabo, the team who owns the boat. Darren and Giovanni doing a great job here all the way from Australia. Shipped their boat over here over the winter, committed to this 6-race APBA championship, took the win in Sarasota, and looks like they could be the 2-time winner here. The only other 2-time winner we have is Victory. Victory took the win in Lake of the Ozarks and took the win in Michigan City, Indiana. And Victory and Miss Geico are both running backup boats right now because they both wrecked at the last turn in Sarasota on the 4th of July weekend. What a run for Triple Two Offshore, though. Just looks fantastic, as they have simply checked out. This is back to the battle for V-Extreme and Knucklehead Instigator in first. Tugget looks like they have closed up the gap just a bit. 2 fountain hulls, but a big age difference between the 2 of them. The Instigator boat was one of the last fountains built with that cut-down deck out of the fountain factory. The Tugget boat is an early 2000s fountain hull, believe it or not. Britt Lilly and Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith owns the boat. Britt Lilly's dad, Art Lilly, used to run that boat think he ran that one. It was Firewater at one point. Then it became DF Young. I know Art rigged it as Firewater. I don't know if he ever ran it, but it was once Firewater. Then it was Cintron, and now it is Tuggett. And was completely retrofitted by Britt and his team and had that beautiful paint job put on it. Here's 222 Offshore all the way from Australia. Bottom left is Victory. These two teams can look out the window as each other because unfortunately Victory is about a half a lap down. Just don't know if Victory ran with the wrong setup today. Triple Two Offshore goes by. They are in the lead. Triple Two Offshore in the lead in Class 1. Knucklehead Instigator leading in V Extreme. Miskyko in second, Tuggett in second. In our two separate classes. Remember, two classes running during this race, Class 1 USA and V Extreme. This is our last and final race of the day here in Michigan City, Indiana. And it hasn't disappointed these fans here at all. It's been great for everyone. Great racing, great weather. It does get kind of hot late in the day up here, though, doesn't it? Just like the wind lay down or something, you kind of start thinking you're in Florida. Get up in the morning at 65 degrees. It feels great. Now it's like 100. Still beautiful, though. Can't complain whatsoever. Water is a little cold, though. I heard from some OPA officials that dipped their foot in the water, and they said they got used to it only because they think their foot went numb. I don't know if I can believe it or not. There's Triple Two Offshore. They are your leaders. Miskyko kind of pulling a little bit of a wheelie there. Maybe Miskyko lightening up, trying to find some later in the race speed. This gap really has not changed. Race should be winding down for Class 1 USA and V Extreme. You can go to oparacing.org or p1offshore.com. Follow the race teams, keep up with points, and look at our schedule. This is the 5th out of 6 races for this APBA National Championship. Our 6th and final race will be in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, which will begin on Thursday, October 10th. Racing Saturday and Sunday. Just racing Saturday in Fort Myers, Florida. So testing will be on Friday, October 11th. The racing will be on Saturday, October 12th. Go to oparacing.org for more information or p1offshore.com. Follow both groups on Facebook. You can also follow all of these teams on Facebook. In fact, Triple Two Offshore, your leaders in Class 1 USA right now, have a flip-flop program going on where they're giving stickers out of flip-flops, and they want the flip-flops taken in the most unique places possible. If you're at the block party, the Taste of Michigan City block party last night, you would have gotten some of those flip-flops. Talked to Darren Nicholson, and he said they've got a lot of good pictures so far. I'd like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor for this live stream one more time. Wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of Performance Boat Center. With 2 locations to serve you, one in South Florida and one in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. They can serve all of your boating needs, from sails to paint to rigging. They have a great team put together out there, 2 third-place finishes today. Go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information. They also have their t-shirt trailer set up in the pits. Go see Missy and get yourself a Performance Boat Center t-shirt or some Performance Boat Center swag. Thanks to those guys. Been an awesome time here in Michigan City. We raced yesterday, had some aquacross yesterday, had some bracket class racing yesterday, some more aquacross, had some aquacross this morning before our 4 races today. And it was a nice breakup of the format, I believe, just kind of relieve some of the pressure of all of these boats out on the race course at once. But the Class 1 USA group has just kind of settled into place now. Triple Two Offshore continues to lead, as Miskyko is in second. Aaron and Giovanni doing a great job. Again, all the way from Australia. A lot of international flavor has happened, has come into this group with this merger between OPA and P1. NZ1 Pro Floors, Wayne Bowder from New Zealand. Obviously, we have Triple Two Offshore from Australia. Well, Darren's from Australia, Giovanni's from Italy. And then you have the Victory team, Salim and Elise from Dubai. So it's nice to see this, and we know there's teams over there right now that want to come over too. Some more Class 1 teams, so we welcome them to the OPA P1 racing family. As we wrap up our 4th and final race of the day here in Michigan City, Indiana, we'll get 2 weeks off until October 10th. That's when the Fort Myers, I believe they're calling the Fort Myers Roar on the Shore down there, will take place. And you can Facebook that Fort Myers Roar on the Shore for any information you may need. 222 Offshore continues to lead. The race has been sanctioned by OPA, Offshore Powerboat Association, OPARacing.org, to keep up with the race teams. As you've seen those Make Offshore Great Again hats, I believe they're for sale now on the website or will soon be. Very cool hat. The Aqua Cross and the P1 Superstock boats were sanctioned by Powerboat P1 USA. Azam, we know you're listening over in Europe. Azif, we know your father was here. We welcome him with open arms. Great gentleman. Met him yesterday. Got to chat with him a little bit. We know Jean-Marie is here from UIM. Thank you for him to coming over. So a lot of things happening, a lot of things generating in the world of offshore powerboat racing, with the president Ed Smitty Smith in charge and Azam Rangunwala right there with him. Well, here's your leader, 222 Offshore. This is winding down the last laps of this race. It does look like Tuggett had some sort of a problem maybe last time by. We'll have to see how that pans out. Knucklehead Instigator leads in V Extreme, 222 Offshore Australia leading in Class 1 USA. There are your two leaders. Knucklehead Instigator in the main screen, lower left, is 222 Offshore Australia. Let's give a shout out to our broadcast partners. Without these broadcast partners, we wouldn't have been able to make this happen either. Grant Signature Racing, RevX Oil, and Offshore Outdrives. RevX Oil is premium, high-performance oil and fuel additives for gasoline and diesel engines. They also include a full marine line of product. Go to RevXOil.com. Grant Signature Racing, a custom rigging and refurbishing shop in Bradenton, Florida. They take care of high-performance, pleasure, poker runs, center consoles, and race boats. And they were out there today. Grant Bruggerman, the owner, with his wife Kelly, were out there today. Kelly wasn't out there, but Grant was running in Pro Floors. And of course, Offshore Outdrives, based in the same building as Grant Signature Racing for over 25 years. They've provided rebuild and repair services for Mercury, Mercruiser, and Mercury Racing product. And they've also worked on a lot of the race boats here. Brian does a fantastic job, has a great reputation in the industry. Search Offshore Outdrives on Facebook for more information. You can also search Facebook for Grant Signature Racing for more information there. Thank you to those guys. It's been great having them on board. We could have done it without any of our sponsors. And of course, everybody, Rick Wright, Jack Arnett, the mayor, the entire town of Michigan City, Indiana. How about our friends at Access LaPorte County? Mike Dempsey, Kevin, Andy. They have done a fantastic job supporting this. I don't think Mike knew what he was getting into like 3 weeks ago when I called him, but he got a pretty quick awakening on it. I don't know what he's going to think when we leave, but hopefully it's pretty good. So thank you to his cameraman and everything Mike has done for us. They provided us with a lot of help. I have to give a shout out to my guys at 410 Films, or my guy and my girl at 410 Films, we should say. Devin and Lauren have done a fantastic job. Devin does a lot of work with boat manufacturers, and believe it or not, never done a live stream. So yesterday was his first day, a little stressful, and as the day has gone on, we've just gotten better and better. And we'll hopefully plan to cover Englewood, the OPA National World Championships coming to you in November. So here is 222 Offshore. They lead in Class 1 USA. All right, Class 1 USA is on their last lap. So 222 Offshore leads that race over Miss Geico, and it looks like V Extreme have wrapped up their race. I think Britt and Kevin headed in, though, with some sort of mechanical issue. I did not see them come by. Knucklehead Instigator taking the unofficial win. Art Lilly and Steve Stanley were up here watching. Obviously, Art Lilly is the father of Britt Lilly, who won our Pro Stock B race early. Art, an all-time world and national champion and APBA Hall of Fame inductee. It's great to have him on board. Thanks for everybody that's listened. We hope we've kept up with your comments and made you feel like you guys were a part of the show. We appreciate the questions and the feedback. Obviously, we like positive more than negative, but we'll take the negative with the positive. Try to be open to everything we do. Triple Offshore Australia on their last lap stand to take the win in Class 1 USA. Knucklehead Instigator has taken the win in V Extreme. They've pulled to the inside of the course. I think Tuggett went back with some sort of mechanical issue. The boat was slow last time I saw it go by. So it's 222 Offshore Australia in the lead. Miss Geico in second. Victory in third. Victory just not looking like themselves today. Luckily, they get some time off between now and Fort Myers to get that boat figured out. Remember, this is a backup boat for Victory and a backup boat for Miss Geico after they both wrecked in Sarasota on the very last lap. So 222 Offshore getting their second win of the year in this 6-race APBA National Championship, provided they can get through this last turn incident-free. They're actually coming up on the Victory team right now. I think everything is going to go smoothly as they get ready to wrap it up. And we will get ready to wrap up our live stream here in Michigan City, Indiana. Don't forget, you can go to oparacing.org for all your information, P1 Offshore for all your information. It's been great having the aquacross guys here in Michigan City. We've had a great time with all of our Michigan City fans. The race has been sanctioned by OPA, Offshore Powerboat Association, and Powerboat P1. Thanks to the staff of both groups, Dee, Val, Stu, Jim, Paul. Everybody's been great. Michelle and her staff have been awesome. Michelle, Mike have been fantastic to work with as always. Mike did a great job managing the pits. And here comes 222 Offshore. This should be the checkered flag for them. And there it is. So 222 Offshore Australia takes the win in Class 1 USA. Miss Geico comes across in second. And Victory will come across in third. And that will begin to wrap up our broadcast here in Michigan City, Indiana. Give a shout out to Rick Wright, Jack Garnett. Visit Michigan City, LaPorte County. All their support for this event. It's been a great time here. We really appreciate the support of everybody that got behind us and got behind this race. And let's give a shout out to our broadcast sponsors one more time. We will stay on air until the race is over. Victory looks like they're going to continue running the remainder of their laps. And Miss Geico should go back to the pits. There is the Victory hull. So they're going to finish their remaining laps. And they will take some time to get this boat figured out. Let's give a shout out one more time to our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center. Two great locations to serve you. Performance Boat Center team can take care of all of your power boating needs, from brokerage to new boat sales to paint and custom rigging. One location at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, one location in South Florida. Go to performanceboatcenter.com for more information. They are our presenting sponsor. Our broadcast partners for this race have been the following: RevX Oil, Grant Signature Racing and Offshore Outdrives. RevX Oil, a premium high-performance fuel and oil additive for gasoline and diesel engines, and they include a full line of marine products. Grant Signature Racing, a custom rigging shop based out of Bradenton, Florida. They work on everything from pleasure boats to poker run boats to center consoles to race boats. Grant Bruggerman out earlier today racing in Super Cat. And finally, Offshore Outdrives, with 25 years of experience servicing Mercury, Mercruiser, and Mercury Racing products. Give Offshore Outdrives a call for all your outdrive needs, and they actually take care of a lot of the race boats here, Pro Floors, Killer Bee, and have been doing it for 25 plus years. Thanks to everybody for supporting us. We really appreciate it. Victory now going through turn 3 and 4. They're going to get ready to wrap up their race and take their checkered flag. Miss Geico's down on the inside of the course. They are done. 222 Offshore Australia taking the win in Class 1 USA. Knucklehead Instigator taking the win in V Extreme. It's been a great time here in Michigan City. Glad to be, excuse me, I've kind of talked a lot today. It's getting a little tired, but I still have to do the awards. What a great run it's been here in Michigan City, Indiana. Now the tech inspectors and GPS Frank have to go back to the pits and do their job while we pack up all this live stream equipment. One more time, a shout out to Access LaPorte. Access LaPorte County, Mike Dempsey and his entire staff have done a great job at supporting this live stream. Our fans listening up into Washington Park, done a great job up there too. It's just been awesome here the entire time. Well, that's it. The Victory comes across the finish line to take the checkered flag, third place in Class 1 USA. We're going to wrap up our broadcast. It's been my pleasure to bring you this race from Michigan City, Indiana. I am Mike Uoski. One more time, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Performance Boat Center. Brought you live coverage of the Great Lakes Grand Prix. And our presenting sponsors, RevX Oil, Grant Signature Racing, and offshore outdrives. Go to oparacing.org or p1offshore.com for more information. We will come to you live from Fort Myers, Florida. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.